active le son du stream.
Oh, sounds like we might be about ready.
One's that way.
Messieurs, dames.
Right.
Bonjour.
Hop, je réactive le son. Voilà. Le son. Bonjour à tous. On est de retour en solo sur la régie. C'est incroyable et magnifique. On fait des choses palpitantes ici. On passe sur Orcs Must Die 2. Une run incroyable et palpitante qui va durer 2 heures et demie. Comme la run est assez longue et que c'est...
Maejin giving our introduction here.
Comme ça, vous le saurez. C'est un Tower Defense, donc il va y avoir des moments où
That's right.
il y aura
You can
des
actually
questions.
you can actually kind of understand the French.
On n'aura pas forcément beaucoup.
Must be
If they
useful.
speak slowly.
On pourra vous expliquer un petit peu tout ce qu'on a pu faire sur le jeu, parce que eh bien, tout ce qu'on a fait avec Kyuichisaka, qui sera avec moi, tout ce qu'on a fait.
Have you actually played this game?
I have played the sequel to this game,
3?
Orcs Must Die Unchained, which was originally going to be like a MOBA, but then they revamped it. They kind of revamped.
I have played the original Orcs Must Die, not the sequel.
So maybe between
From my
the
understanding, yeah. Maybe we'll be able to figure something out.
right.
From my understanding, the sequel is more of the same of the first one. So
Yeah, I think what they've added a new character and like a few new traps and stuff, right?
yeah, I'm guessing there's more traps.
So
And
in the
different-
first one, you just had like the one guy.
Yeah, I think it was years ago that I played it.
Sachant qu'on peut jouer le même personnage, mais nous on a décidé
I think I picked it up in like a humble bundle.
Comme ça au moins on a des pièges différents. Moi je prends le War Mage et toi ça va être la sorcière.
Ouais,
C'est
c'est
ça.
ça.
Right, so it looks like Q is going to be the war mage,
Les personnages
or the I can't remember what it's called in English.
It's
But-
War Mage.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Yeah, in French it's like literally the war mage, so
Yeah,
I translated
it's-
that pretty literally.
Yep, it's War Mage and Sorceress.
All right.
Are the two characters apparently.
Yeah.
That's,
So the
yeah,
big
it's just the War
difference
Mage in the first one.
in the third one is like a ton of characters, and it's like a kind of microtransaction filled nonsense. But there's like a million people you can.
On joue en mode War Mage, c'est-à-dire le mode normal si on veut.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Oh, they're gonna playing on normal, I believe. So they.
Qui est beaucoup plus rapide. Mais voilà, nous on a voulu jouer en mode normal pour déjà tester un peu le jeu en lui-même, voir ce que ça donne et peut-être optimiser un peu plus par la suite.
I suppose, you know, a lot of things go default to normal. And
Et ça devrait être bon. Eh bien, ok. Moi, je fais ça.
If I understood Q correctly, they're talking about some things are better optimized for the run on normal.
Tac. Voilà, tout est lancé.
C'est donc ça.
I can believe that. I'm sure there's different optimizations if you want to play on normal, easy, or hard. With all games, actually. Different routing.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know. I just run NES. We usually don't have difficulties.
Je pense que la majorité d'entre vous le savent. Normalement, on me pose des tours ou des.
So I see we're starting out here, you know, we start out, we don't have any traps. We don't have any money to build any traps, really. And you can just kill them with your basic attacks anyway. So save up for better traps later, I'm assuming.
Et on va
Yeah.
utiliser tour, ni utiliser de magie.
So it's probably what you think a function of. We just got to kill X amount of enemies.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's kill X enemies and then trigger the next level, next wave of enemies. It's essentially a tower defense game.
Yeah. So the speedrun strat would be like they're doing, just kill them right at the spawn,
Tout à fait. Sachant qu'on
just to lower the level time.
C'est important qu'il y ait des 2 crânes bonus.
Lower the level time, reduce the amount of lag if there is lag.
On peut gagner 5 crânes.
Because I know a lot of these games, if you have more and more enemies on screen, the slower the game runs. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
kill them right away.
Les ennemis n'arrivent pas au bout.
So if we look in the top right corner, we've got a map that will help us figure.
Du coup, on
Maybe our runners are forgetting to watch a spawn or something.
premier niveau.
Yeah, I believe you can set it to have. I think it's actually the farther you go into the game, the more spawn points there will be. And I'm guessing that Maejin1 Q are going to split up and each monitor a different spawn point.
Yeah, it seems like I know in the third one you couldn't always monitor all of them, and it became very hard to work because that was an online game. It was very hard to coordinate with randos without a chat on PS4.
Là, c'est des failles qui sont simples et
This type of game's got to take a ton of coordination.
Yeah, I can only imagine playing a game like this with somebody you don't know and can't talk to.
It's pretty. There's a run tomorrow morning. That Overcooked 2 again with Maejin1, and that one's got to take a ton of coordination.
Donc voilà, donc on a vraiment chacun notre spécificité et on aura un build.
I actually just got the original Overcooked game the other day because it's free this week on Epic Game Store.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the one I've only played the first one also. It's a lot of fun. It's another one of those games with like really simple control scheme. I think you have one button.
I mean, just because it's a simple control scheme doesn't mean it's an easy game. I mean,
Oh,
look at
yeah,
some of those
definitely.
old NES games. You only have 2 buttons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they do a lot with just one joystick and a button. That game. Oh, the game that was on before this was just one joystick and a button too.
Yeah. So I'm kind of wondering at this point in this run when they start laying traps, when it becomes more beneficial for them to lay a trap, and I'm assuming it's mostly just their auto attacks, but
Yeah, I like this. The other question I have is about the currency. Is there a different currency for your traps in the level versus upgrading traps? So are they trying to farm to upgrade traps later, or do they just not want to waste time placing traps? You know?
yeah, I suppose it does take time to place traps. Like I played this game years ago, and that was before I even really thought about speedrunning in general. So I was just, I want to kill all the things, and I would.
Yeah.
Le piège que je vais prendre, ça va être l'incinérateur. C'est le piège principal de toute la run en fait, qui va juste permettre de faire des dégâts.
So he was going with the incinerator.
C'est vraiment très 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 puissant. En plus, comme ça tape à distance et qu'on peut nous.
Oh no, Maejin's got the incinerator.
Vous allez voir, ça va être affreux pour les ennemis.
Une grosse partie des ennemis qui sont très vulnérables au feu.
But yeah, looks like this answered your question about when they're going to start trapping.
Yep. It makes sense because like a lot of the traps, they just wreck them. Like here you go, your trap goes off and a bunch of things die. Yeah, now we have multiple rifts throwing up as well. Multiple different spawn points.
Idem pour le fusil à pompe en fait.
So is that green line on the map, is that the direction the enemies are going to go?
That would be my assumption.
En fait, ils vont juste tomber à un moment quand je vais faire l'amélioration. Et c'est assez pratique pour.
Oh, is that like a acid or poison? I thought that was the arrow trap, but it looks like it's maybe some kind of acid or poison or something.
Donc c'est à partir de là où vous voyez qu'on a 2 failles, et pour le coup c'est à partir de ce genre de niveau où du coup on va chacun de son côté, même si on va essayer d'attaquer le coin de l'autre pour pouvoir l'aider et aller un peu plus vite.
Can't believe the sheer amount of range that your attacks have.
Yeah, for sure. So, from what I understand, the Maejin's character, the sorceress, has like a kind of charm ability, right?
It appears that way. I don't know if it's a charm or so much as like a charged attack. So I don't see any charged attacks coming out from the War Mage.
Oh, acid sprayer. Yeah, that's the trap they're using.
The acid sprayer and the incinerator. That makes sense. Damage over time is always really powerful in these games.
C'est beaucoup Alors, on est en coop, mais en même temps, tout ce qui est bonus.
It looks like quite a few coming up to the sorceress now, up to Maejin. But it might be okay.
Yeah, I wonder how planned this route is. Like where you just let them get to a certain point.
Yeah, it's gotta be like in these games. I always have trouble because I always try to keep too much money in my hand, and I never put enough traps down. I try to get away with too much, and that always bites me.
You want to lay the bare minimum number of traps.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, oh, what if
Kind
I
of
need this
like
money
a
later?
score attack. Yeah, kind of like a score attack thing.
Yeah,
How much money can
more
I have
just
left over?
anxious hoarding of money, more than that. But yeah.
Elles sont pour nous deux. C'est-à-dire que si, imaginons, il y a un ennemi qui passe et qui nous fait perdre un point de faille, ça fera perdre.
My always question is like, well, what if they like the next level they're gonna give me a new trap? What if that one is just super awesome, but it's super expensive, so I can't buy it?
Right. And Unchained, you'd buy your traps outside of the game, and then like it was very arcadey, and you'd come in with like a loadout of traps, and you could play at any level with it. So like the grind was to continuously level up your traps outside of the game and your character. So I think it's maybe a little different than one and two.
I think it's very different.
That was supposed to be like a persistent live service online type of thing, but it still did have the stupid dances, basically.
You know, everybody likes the stupid dances.
Oh yeah, they're fun.
You know, World of Warcraft dances, and I'm not going to say the name of the game. I'm not going to do it. Everybody's talking about them.
Oh yeah. So looks like we've got Maejin leveled up the basic attack, and I don't know if you bought a pumpkin helmet or what, but that's amazing.
I wonder if the pumpkin helmet gives you a bonus or if it's just a meme.
I don't know. I'm always a sucker for cosmetics anyway, so I'm very pro the pumpkin helmet.
It looks cool.
I think I spent an unfortunate amount of money on League of Legends skins back when I played that game.
And see, I've never been that kind of gamer. If it doesn't actually affect the game, I'm like, eh. I might spend some time, you know, picking the way my character looks in like character generation, but after that, nah, don't really care. Give me the best gear. I don't care what it looks like.
Oh yeah.
En fait, les deux en même temps. Et du coup, on sait à chaque fois, voilà, à quel moment ça va apparaître, plus ou moins. Et voilà. Ça changera jamais en fait.
Looks like we have a pretty standard. First, you put a wave of enemies at one spawn point, let you build up some traps there. Then you put a wave of enemies at another spawn point, and then after that, they start coming out of both of them.
Yeah. It doesn't look like this one. They're kind of built. I imagine later levels that have to go through choke points rather than spawns to be more efficient.
Yeah, as the game gets harder, it becomes more difficult to do stuff like this where you kill things right as they spawn.
I'm curious
I'm sure
about
they
these
will still.
railroad tracks.
I think the railroad tracks are just another obstacle that's always there.
What I'm wondering is, can they control the tracks? It looks like there's some buttons they can attack that will interact with the tracks.
My guess is it's something similar to where you can set up an automated trap system to go with the tracks, and then the carts will carry off the monsters, I assume, or maybe knock them off into the void.
Or maybe it changes the track, because it looks like maybe the carts come in this way every time, and then they could change it so the track or the carts go towards Q instead.
Because they do seem to be set on a fixed schedule. Each one's coming out.
La douce odeur de brûlure à l'acide. J'adore. Ça va chauffer.
Watching this game is making me want to play it.
I know.
really
I kind of want to purchase this and maybe not speedrun, maybe just casually go through it. But
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think everybody enjoys speedrunning different types of games, so this wouldn't be my particular taste for speedrunning. But
no, this is I'm a Metroidvania speedrunner at heart.
yeah, that's my main game is also Metroidvania.
Ouais, parce qu'au niveau piège, il y a
I mean, my main game is a Zelda game,
que ce soit
but
avec des trampolines, des
Honestly,
pour les
I think that Zelda games and Metroidvania have so much in common.
comment dire, les transpercer. On peut aussi
Mais
utiliser comment dire,
just
des
well, especially well, I don't know. Yeah, all of them really. You go and you find new collectibles. They let you go to new places on the map.
permet aussi de pouvoir vraiment
It's kind of the same,
s'éclater.
yeah, it's
like
kind of the
high
same
level
gimmick. Yeah.
concept. Yeah.
Je ne l'avais pas vu.
So it looks like there has to be some some kind of
C'est celui-là.
plan out about who gets what money because they do not share like money and experience
Oh,
between the two
good catch.
characters.
I did not notice that.
Well, at the very least, they don't share money. They don't share skulls. It's
Oh,
hard
the
to see
skulls are using that.
because on Maejin's screen the set of the screen is a little bit off. Both screens are a little off center in different ways.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like they start out with the same amount, but then from there,
Yeah, I think you're right. They're getting like some sort of skull combo bonuses in the corner that are different. So the skulls are the outside of the game or outside of the level money.
I believe so. Like outside of each level, and then in the lower left-hand corner on Kyu's screen, you can see the in-game or like in-level currency that they have to purchase traps.
Gotcha.
Je sais plus, je crois que c'est d'abord en haut, non? Non, d'abord en bas. En bas?
Ça doit être en bas.
On y va.
Ouais, c'est en bas.
You're getting a lot of mileage out of those fire traps.
Looks like the fire traps are also putting like a damage over time effect on them. They're burning them. So it might be what they're doing is they're stacking different damage over time effects.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So like two fires would stack, but a fire and an acid would stack. That's what I'm understanding.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Ah merde, on a perdu.
They haven't. It doesn't look like they've placed a single trap by one of the spawn points. It's interesting.
Ouais, moi aussi ça.
Oh, maybe there are two of them up there. I just didn't see them because they're flat till they pop up and fire.
Comme on gagne beaucoup de crânes, on peut se permettre des fois de perdre un petit point par-ci, un petit point par-là.
Oui, d'autant plus qu'on va être.
Are we in level 4?
I believe this is level 3. It might be 4. Counting is hard.
Ah putain. Bon bah je n'aurai pas le.
Trying to look online. Yeah, this is level 4, the crossing. So we've got 7 waves in this level. Minecarts and 2 boulder chutes they can make use of.
Pas forcément faire attention sur ma minimap à moi, mais peut-être que vous l'avez vu chez Q.
The wiki recommends spring traps, but it looks like they're opting not to use those. I imagine they're slower because it takes longer for the enemies to get to the point where spring traps would be useful.
Plus de possibilités justement de pouvoir mettre
Des pièges et tout. En fait, c'est les ennemis vraiment spécifiques qui le font. Les ogres, les gnolls, par exemple, et je crois que c'est et les trolls aussi.
Ouais.
Ce sont les seuls qui font apparaître les pièces. Au début, dans.
Kind of sad they aren't using spring traps though. I kind of want to see what those look like.
Spring traps are the most fun.
I'm guessing they fling them off the map, which
Yeah.
I approve.
Good. Yeah, it looks like there's that big open area in the middle.
vrai que je regarde beaucoup plus en bas, mais c'est un moment. Parce que je crois que ça devait être de mon côté qu'on a dû perdre un point.
The problem with spring traps in Unchained, at least, was some of the enemies were too big, and the spring trap wouldn't work, and there was a long reset time.
Voilà, et donc avec mon tromblon, comme vous avez vu, en fait, quand je lui tire dessus, j'ai une chance de faire en sorte.
So I haven't seen Maejin pop down a single trap this entire level.
Yeah, you're right.
It could
One
be
was
that
left.
maybe you can't put poison traps on the wall of the caverns.
Moi, il doit pas être très très fort. Mon son, je le mets souvent très bas. Ah ouais.
Maejin didn't bring his
J'ai pas de chou.
poison trap. What's that on spot 3 there?
That might actually be a spring trap.
So maybe we will get to see those in action.
Maybe later on in the level.
Pour pouvoir les éliminer assez rapidement.
Mais ça en vaut la peine, on va dire.
Ouais.
I like level designs like this where you can do kind of like long range support.
Bienvenue dans mon royaume.
Je vais t'en mettre un peu.
I wonder if we'll see them make like a maze out of the somewhere, like make the orcs go through a specific pattern to make it easier to hit them at some point, or it'll just be faster to kill them where they go.
Oh yeah, you can get those little walls, right?
Yeah, you can barricade off and force, like, it's a tower defense game at heart.
Yeah.
You can't have a tower defense without being able to, force the enemies to go where you want them.
Yeah, I forgot about those things. Aren't there like little knolls or some sort of like? There's some guys that attack the walls though.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how useful it would be in this game because I don't think you can build walls on the tracks.
But maybe if
So-
the carts go along the tracks, you can just have them walk on the track and get nailed by the cart.
Huh, that would be an idea.
It doesn't look like we got to see that spring trap, but it's quite a bit of game.
Yeah, plenty of game. Although if I know a speedrun, they're just going to use the same traps through most of the game.
Yeah, probably.
You figure out which trap is the best and just go with it.
Voilà.
T'as eu combien de crânes bonus?
J'en ai eu 4.
Unfortunately, my stream quality dropped right when Maejin had the name of that trap up, so I couldn't see what that was.
See, and it wouldn't help me at all because it's in French.
So we're on level 5 now, right?
Yep, we're on level 5. Big Valleys. I found that wiki you were.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's pretty helpful.
Sur le leaderboard pour le coop New Game. Voilà.
C'est ça. Parce que du coup, les autres sont en apprenti. Ce qui en soi change un tout petit peu la route, puisque effectivement vous gagnez moins de crânes que ce que nous on gagne actuellement. Puisque nous on gagne 3 crânes supplémentaires par rapport aux apprentis. Donc ça change.
Et
un
les
peu la
ennemis,
route.
les ennemis sont moins forts, alors, je dirais pas moins forts, mais ils ont moins de vie. Ils ont 20% de vie en moins.
C'est ça. Donc forcément ça change un peu.
Looks like we're seeing whatever kind of trap that is on Maejin's side here. They have selected and I think it's like a thunder spell. It's not a trap at all.
Oh, okay.
It's like a thunder cloud.
C'est les petites créatures avec des bombes dessus.
Oh, gotcha. And then that use that same resource though that the traps do.
I actually don't know. But I saw as the wave started, they were up on top of the spawn point and then used the spell and it killed a bunch of enemies. Yeah, see, there it is again, like lightning clouds.
Yeah, you're right. Not what I would have thought with that particular graphic.
No, not at all.
Dans les moments un peu critiques, on va dire.
Les dernières vagues principalement. Et quand on y pense.
Je me suis foutu,
Oh, and I wonder if
Yes.
that was an intentional death.
un peu le cake.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They were laughing about it.
Yeah, they were laughing about it, so I don't think so.
J'ai tendance à mettre justement l'anneau de foudre un tout petit peu avant parce que justement.
Snake got too close to the lightning, got struck.
Maybe yourself.
Ouais, il faut aussi se souvenir aussi des vagues. C'est, on est encore, on va dire, on est encore qu'au début. On a encore beaucoup de choses à apprendre. Et il faudra vraiment qu'on fasse un moment, comment dire, un full map. Ou, enfin, pas un full map, mais un train map par merde.
C'est ça.
Pardon. Je viens de me prendre des dégâts pour rien. Alors,
It's like Q's got a pretty good strat going with the Inferno and the Arrow.
On commente en même temps avec Q, on vous explique.
Yeah, looks like they don't need much help at all.
Après, comme on a dit, c'est vrai que cette run.
Or
Looks
Floor
like-
Scorch.
Yeah, floor scorchers. Looks like Maejin is just kind of providing backup, at least on this level.
Beaucoup de combinaisons aussi possibles. Alors,
Like the runaway Q right through Maejin's screen there.
comme la note foudre, qui sont assez pétés, mais en même temps, en termes de situationnel, par exemple, sur des niveaux comme celui-là, par exemple, dans mon cas, les élémentaires de classe,
I'm sure a run like this has to have a lot of RNG to it.
c'est toujours un petit peu compliqué ce genre.
Oh, hey, there's those walls you were talking about.
Yep, there's the
Right.
barricades. Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like they're trying to force a couple choke points
c'est vrai que je suis le plus à même à pouvoir.
just for in case something gets out of hand. I'm sure.
A little bit of safety.
Donc là, vous voyez, hein, les sapeurs, hein, j'ai retrouvé le nom, les sapeurs qui passaient sur la droite pour le coup, grâce à la note de foudre, ils ont été éliminés très très rapidement et donc pas de soucis vis-à-vis des événements.
Mhm.
So I was thinking that a bunch of us Midwest Speedfest folks should pick up the sort of games that the French folks run and organize like a race in between the two communities for one of the next marathons we run.
Oh, that could be fun. Just like a block, a race block or something.
Yeah.
Qui est compensé par-
Like I don't know if we'd be able to organize it in time for Midwest Speedfest, but
Could be fun at Midwinter
Maybe.
though.
yeah.
Maybe more fun in person anyway.
I don't know how well it would work in person because I don't think they're going to come over from France.
Well, I mean, if we had all of us in the room, like if not,
Yeah. That is a lot of incineration traps.
Yeah. Oh, I saw Q put one in there backwards, but I might have missed it.
I mean, I also thought I saw that. It's possible. Sometimes you just forget to spin.
Yeah. But maybe it's better. It catches them on the way out and they get more fire.
Juste après, avec qu'une autre vague soit finie. Du coup, il faut vraiment attendre la fin du timer, on va dire, pour que la prochaine vague avance. Et, des fois, c'est assez embêtant, on va dire. On pourrait aller beaucoup plus vite, sinon. Voilà, dans le dos. Et aussi le fait que moi j'utilise deux armes, c'est aussi le fait que le tromblon, comme il a un temps de recharge, en fait je peux tirer avec le bâton de terre si mes doigts veulent bien se mettre correctement et ne pas perdre en vrai de DPS grâce à ça.
Man, that thunderstorm spell does a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious how this game's going to go once we get to the later acts. It seems like
Yeah.
kind of a slow ramp up in terms of difficulty. But of course, there's speedrunners that make it look easy.
Yep.
Ok, c'est bon.
À ce train-là, ils n'auront jamais assez d'or. Ah, c'était réactif.
Oh, I think I figured out what the green lines are on the map. That is the rail tracks.
Oh, hey, look at that. And that thing moving is the cart. That makes so much sense.
Yep.
Alright,
So you
actually,
kind of can plan around it.
yeah, for sure. Okay. That makes
Hmm.
So looking at it looks like the next level after this one is the first level where you have flying enemies. I'm curious to see how the strategy changes when you have to deal with things in the air as well. Because I don't think these incineration traps will do much of anything.
I'm trying to remember if there were flying enemies in Orcs was Die Unchained. Do they just go over your walls and you don't?
Yeah, they just go over your walls. Yeah, they just fly. Like I believe they start out in the air. Like their spawn point is up above and they fly down.
Oh, yeah. It's so fuzzy. My memory's really fuzzy on that game. It sounds familiar, but I know a lot of games have that type of thing, like
Yeah,
Dungeon Defender, for
Yeah,
example.
all of the tower defense games, that's a common mechanic.
Voilà.
Stuff that just flies over your defenses. You're like, no, I built this careful wall, and oh well, over we go.
Pour quelle raison, je ne sais pas.
Looks like we're
Ça, c'est full.
more level in the bag here.
Qu'est-ce que j'ai encore? Oui, moi maintenant, il faut que je prenne là une babiole, en fait, parce que oui, il y a aussi.
Text is like impossible to read. So I'm really trying to see
Try to see what the different
yeah,
options are.
I mean, it's that thunderstorm spell, like you were saying, but I want to see what it's called.
Des pièges, et du coup, ils vont se recharger, mais bien entendu, beaucoup plus vite.
Moi j'aurais besoin de ça et après
Je t'attends.
ouais. Premier niveau.
So like I can kind of speak French and read it, but understanding spoken French is really hard for me. I'm trying to follow along with the thing, but it's tough.
Yeah, especially because they're speaking in terms specific to the game.
And there's a lot of like French, especially like to use a lot of abbreviations and slang and stuff. So biggest stuff.
En fait, pour pouvoir soulager Maejin de ce fardeau, si on veut.
Ah, c'est surtout qu'en fait la gestion des voix.
So like my classroom French, nobody would ever use like just random abbreviations for everything.
Yeah, and I'm sure even within a specific group of people, they have their own essentially dialect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Et là, ça va être les volants, je crois. Parce que de base, en fait,
yeah, I'm sure we do the same thing. We just don't know it.
De volants pour les volants, mais c'est pas
Yep.
du tout parce que mieux vaut les taper directement au moment où ils sortent.
Oh yeah, you're right. Here's our flyers. So it looks like they're kind of going with a
J'ai même pas la portée pour les toucher.
just shooting them down.
Shooting them down. It looks like Maejin is, or no, it's Q is making up like arrow traps up in the air on the walls there. It looks like they were thinking about it at least. I don't know if they actually built them.
I think looks like the hitbox or the effective range wasn't long enough.
It looks like the thunderstorm spell doesn't quite hit high enough either, which is strange.
Yeah.
You'd think a thunderstorm spell would hit the flyers.
Very, very low clouds, I guess.
De ralentir en fait leur déplacement avec le goudron. Et une des choses très fortes quand on joue en casu, c'est faire un quadrillage en fait entre le goudron et les incinérateurs. Et on s'est rendu compte aussi que le goudron, peut-être qu'on n'en a pas besoin au final. Et si je pose vraiment que des incinérateurs, le burst que l'on va faire en fait au sol.
It's slightly disconcerting because the two streams are just a little bit off,
Yeah.
like timing wise. Like you see the time go on Maejin's side, and then like as it ends there, it starts counting down on Q's side.
Right. Yeah, because they're not local or whatever. They're like streaming to two different Twitch channels, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. It's just a little disorienting.
Oh yeah, for sure. Actually, I'm surprised how well it's working.
On a certains pièges, on va dire que.
Like
Oh,
they
I'm
got
not.
the thing.
Like having actually done the tech side of that, it's very doable to sync them up.
De le faire dans notre manière de jouer, en fait. Et actuellement.
Oh yeah, there's just a little delay you can put into LBS.
2h28 minutes et 22 secondes, c'est-à-dire 20 minutes au-dessus en fait du world record en apprenti qui est à 2h08 minutes. Parce que oui, bah, bien entendu, même si on gagne moins de crâne, bah, qui dit ennemi enfin, avec moins de PV, bah, dit plus simple à faire en fait. Suffit qu'en plus on ait une stratégie avec peu de pièges ou peu d'utilisation, mais très fort aussi, bah, au final, il n'y a vraiment pas de problème.
So they're talking about they're about 20 minutes slower than world record, which is 2 hours and 8 minutes, and they're kind of shouting out the other people who speed.
On pourrait dire des genres de run killer. De l'autre côté, on a trois maps sur les, je crois, 16 ou 17, ça m'est arrivé, je sais plus. Quelque chose comme ça. On en a 3 qui sont très durs et c'est dans le deuxième acte en fait.
Ouais.
Parce que oui.
So, am I understanding this right? They've got Act 1, Act 2, and then they have to go to like classic mode.
Dans Must Day 1, on joue donc le War Mage qui avait un maître qui est
classic mode or endless mode.
Et du coup, les orques en fait qui rentraient dans.
Well, endless is next in the menu, but I'm just wondering, like endless implies like it's endless, right? Like I don't know. Do they just die right away?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we'll find out.
L'antagoniste du 1, donc qui était la méchante si on veut, parce que c'était elle qui contrôlait les orques, sauf que les orques se sont rebellés contre elle, et du coup maintenant on joue ensemble en fait pour les arrêter, parce que en effet ils se sont, on va dire, à nouveau rebellés, ils essaient à nouveau d'attaquer le monde humain, le monde des non-mages, et on est là en fait pour les protéger, parce que en fait notre bêtise qu'on a fait, c'est que nous, War Mage, on est un peu simplé, on va dire. On a détruit la magie, ou une connerie comme ça. Je crois qu'on a fait en sorte de
Kyuichisaka like hardcore about the mechanics of the game. I'm not following it very well.
Je sais que les failles en fait s'ouvrent, et c'est ce qui cause autant de problèmes.
Et donc on aura 2 actes. Premier qui va se finir dans 3 niveaux, 4.
Je crois que c'est ça. On a 7, je pense.
Et donc pour le coup on est plutôt sur des niveaux un peu comme ça, de grottes, de falaises, des choses comme ça. Et ensuite on passera sur des niveaux de château.
Oui.
Avec beaucoup plus de portes d'entrée. Pour les orques.
Pour l'instant c'est simple encore. C'est encore très simple. C'est gentil, on va dire.
Bah là on a une faille plus un endroit où les volants peuvent arriver pour le coup. Mais par la suite on aura évidemment 2 failles plus, notamment sur le dernier niveau du premier acte, on a 2 failles plus 2 endroits où les volants peuvent arriver. Et puis après par la suite sur les niveaux de l'acte 2 on aura 3, 4, 5
Ouais, ça arrive. On a des fois beaucoup de portes. Je crois que le maximum de portes que l'on a à défendre, c'est 4, je crois. Sans compter avec les volants.
Ouais, 4 portes plus 2 volants, c'est ce qui me vient vraiment au plus gros.
C'est vraiment le plus gros, et c'est un peu le plus complexe aussi.
Ouais.
Ouais, et comme vous voulez, on s'amuse. Comme vous voyez, on va dire, je m'amuse moi à poser tous les pièges là, et aucun ennemi ne sort de ce périmètre.
Et puis c'est même quasiment aucun ennemi sort de la faille.
Oui.
Avec l'aide de l'anneau de foudre.
On fait ce que les gens ils aiment pas en multi, c'est-à-dire du spawn kill.
C'est ça.
C'est pas bien, mais voilà, on fait ça et nous on adore.
So-
Bully les gens,
After this level is the end of Act 1.
c'est notre spécialité.
It's the last level in Act 1 after this.
Yeah, last level in Act 1 is after this one. I'm guessing Act 2 is where the difficulty starts to ramp, like hard. Like it slowly ramps, obviously, but
Get easy into it. Yeah. Are there bosses and stuff in this?
unknown. It's not looking like it from what I'm seeing here.
Dans la profondeur d'Orc Must Die 2, vous avez le wikia de Orc Must Die 2 qui contient une page avec tous les ennemis et qui contient justement leurs faiblesses avec les multiplicateurs de dégâts et choses comme ça. Et ça permet justement de déterminer un petit peu plus les pièges qui pourraient être intéressants.
So we got the stream quality back.
Parce qu'il faut aussi voir par rapport aux pièges que l'on
Welcome to Twitch, where the stream quality goes up and down.
Yeah.
Certains ennemis sont vulnérables à la glace.
Especially during marathons.
On a remarqué qu'au niveau des pièges qui font des dégâts de glace, il n'y en a aucun qui est réellement intéressant. Et du coup, c'est l'anneau de glace que Maejin utilisera qui vraiment est utile pour ça. Par exemple, contre les ogres de feu, je pense surtout à eux parce que c'est les pires là-dedans. Voilà, on a remarqué que certains pièges.
Yeah, it seems like this level is just designed to get you to start thinking about flyers because it's all just one spawn point. Kind of easy to collect everybody right at the start.
Embêtant à placer, enfin voilà, il y a plein de conditions qui font qu'on n'aime pas les utiliser en fait dans notre stratégie surtout. Et surtout si on veut faire du speedrun et se dépêcher, parce qu'en soi ils peuvent être très forts ces pièges.
Are there like anti-flying towers that you can get or traps, I guess, in this game?
It is. I'm looking through all of the traps that are available, and I'm not seeing a lot of stuff that's great against flyers. Like you can create like minion units, like an archer minion essentially. That I'm sure is probably good against flyers, but.
Yeah, but then they're probably fragile against the ground guys or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they're attackable as well, whereas the traps are not. So my guess is probably just continue the same plan as here. Use the traps to kill most of the ground enemies and fire at the other one.
Tout à fait.
And it looks like you were correct. That the sorceress does get like a charm attack.
Yeah, I know she had one in the third game, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, they start out with the Scepter of Domination is the name of the weapon. I don't know if they continue using it or are still using it now. It looks like they are.
Les vagues sont un poil différentes aussi en solo, mais
looks like Vision has a sort of those Dwarf Guardian guys.
Comme là on a deux personnages aussi, du coup on a plus de dégâts que l'on va faire grâce au personnage. Contrairement en solo, on n'a qu'un seul et du coup il faut aussi qu'ils soient un peu plus simples qu'en coop. Et c'est normal.
I'm trying to figure out what that is that like a ring or a trinket or something there that he has.
Looking around on Q's side, let's look through and see what I can find out. I'm just looking through the weapon on Maejin, like with the thunder. It's a lightning ring, is what it is.
So we're on our last wave now. It doesn't look like they've had to use their big items that they have in there, like the Dwarf Guardian and whatever those trinkets are.
Yep. I'm sure it's just. I'm sure they're just safety more than anything.
Yeah, you're probably right. Hopefully they make like carry them over or whatever.
Yeah.
De kills que l'on fait, qui font que des fois on a des crânes qui sont tombés. Alors je suis étonné que pour l'instant on est.
Looks like might be the. It's hard to tell the graphics lining up with the wiki, but it looks like Maejin might have the Guardian trinket equipped, which increases passive healing and resurrects the Dwarf Guardian. So it'd be a combo there.
That would make sense.
And then Q has the trap reset trinket, which will cause their traps to reset fast. So it's sort of a passive ability, I guess. And then they can activate it for 75 mana to reset all traps.
That seems super strong.
Yeah.
En vrai, c'est pas très grave. On gagne tellement de crânes qu'on peut encore se permettre de, on va dire, de perdre des points. Ok, 5 crânes, c'est bien.
Ils ont 7. Waouh.
All right. We're off to our last level in Act 1.
Looking at this level, there are 4 entrances. 2 of them are in the air, which will only spawn air units, and 2 exits. They have to.
2 exits.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a big step up in difficulty from the previous levels.
Yeah, holy cow, this looks a lot more difficult.
So there's a big open area before the 2 exits. I wonder if they are going to maze there or what.
I don't know if they will, because they won't do any. The maze wouldn't do anything against the flyers.
Oh, true. And it might not be an optimal speed strat.
Du coup, la strat ici, ça va être très simple. Maejin va surtout.
You see Maejin here is just like, okay, we got a couple flyers, go snipe them off.
Les volants qui apparaissent ici.
Just the range on these attacks is very strong.
Yeah, but you've got to aim well because the projectiles are kind of slow.
Maejin va juste m'aider au début avec son.
All right, it looks like we're leaving our dwarf up here by the other spot. Oh, we've made several dwarves. Okay, so that's much different than the guardians in 3. In 3, like there were certain spots you could put a giant, but you can only like have 1.
Oh yeah, these appear to be smaller. They're kind of like traps, but I'm sure they're mobile.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
Parce que vous voyez que l'anneau de foudre a pas de, comme c'est pas un piège, il a pas de limite vis-à-vis du piège. Vous voyez que là, par exemple, si je veux poser un nain, je peux pas le poser ici. Bon là, j'ai or insuffisant. Mais...
I don't know. I kind of like it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like it a lot too. It seems fun. I love it when weird games like this get into marathons. I really do. Like stuff I never would have like considered watching or like, and then it gets in. It's like actually this game is really neat.
It just goes to show that you can speedrun anything.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Et les nains, eux, jettent des bonbons. Ils peuvent tirer à distance comme ils peuvent tirer.
And this marathon in particular, I think, has a whole different set of games than you would see in other marathons. Like I've never seen GeoGuessr in a marathon.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can speedrun anything.
Encore une fois, pour ceux qui connaissent le jeu, vous allez nous dire, mais pourquoi est-ce que vous n'utilisez pas peut-être les archers, par exemple, pour tirer de loin, ou même...
Yeah, I also would not have ever expected to see something like GeoGuessr in a marathon.
Yeah, but it works.
Le seul truc, c'est qu'ils sont très squishy.
And at the same time, I don't think you'd see that in, like, GDQ or something
No,
like
it's
that.
not mainstream for sure.
Like this game you might see in GDQ, because this, it's a standard, video game style. It has its... I'm sure it has a fan base. Like, it may not be the most popular. But...
GeoGuessr is like all on the commentary. Like you can't do like a cool wall clip glitch in GeoGuessr.
Yeah.
Le seul hic actuel.
But at the same time, those kind of speed runs where they're clipping out of bounds and skip the entire game don't really interest me much. They're not my style.
Yeah, I like a balance. Like 100% run that still uses glitches, for example, can be fun.
On est qu'au début, on va dire, de vraiment tout ce speedrun, tout cet entraînement et ce travail du speedrun. On a déjà remarqué que quand Maejin oublie de prendre les nains sur cette map, on a une vraie difficulté. C'est beaucoup plus long, beaucoup plus embêtant, et voilà, c'est vraiment pour dire que les nains sont très 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 forts. Parce qu'au début, on se demandait pourquoi est-ce que son apprenti, ils font nain souffre. Parce que c'est ça, leur strat, c'est
Lightning spell is really getting a lot of mileage there.
donc on essaie d'autres pièges pour
Let's
essayer
Maejin take a break while Q is doing all the shooting.
mais au final, on se rend compte que vraiment les nains,
Yep.
on se dit, ok,
I think once when you use the lightning spell, you can't shoot for a minute afterwards. Is that? No, maybe not. I don't know. You just don't need
My
to. Whoa.
assumption was just that it had a mana cost. Oh,
Yeah, it
this
appears-
big guy.
Yeah, where'd he come from?
Like, Maejin took him out with the cart a little bit, a little help from the cart.
And it's like it's little things like that. That was it planned? Or is it like a little bit of RNG dependent? You know, maybe it was supposed to die to the lightning.
Oh, right. Yeah, it did seem like Maejin got hit a little bit unexpectedly.
c'est un peu le problème
But
d'avoir les nains contre les
it's
ogres.
hard to say. No, these dwarves are keeping him in the fire. The dwarves.
Je suis pas sûr. 3-4 ogres.
That's probably the goal.
En fait, on entend souvent les nains
Like
qui
use the dwarves to distract them from
et comme en plus ça se comme en plus
like keep moving because they're gonna try to kill the dwarves and then let the fire traps just do their business.
Yeah.
Il a rien.
Tous mes nains sont décédés.
Ah oui.
Looks like Q's finished with their spot, so coming down.
Mais vraiment, n'hésite pas, Maejin. Je le lis tout le temps.
Also might have had to back up just because they didn't want to get smacked by the. They don't want to take any unnecessary damage.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wonder how healing works in this game. Is it just like a passive thing over time, or?
Mais oui, c'est vrai que il y a comme
Like they don't appear to be healing at all. It might just be you get a full health bar at the next level.
What if there's
Die,
drop?
run back. There might be drops as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks like if you look on Maejin's screen, there's a bunch of red potions on the ground. Or there were as soon as I talked about it. Yeah, those.
Yeah. Yeah, I see the red potions, the blue potions, and basic gamer instinct says blue is mana potion, red is health potion.
Yeah, the old standard. Did that start in Diablo, or is that before Diablo?
I have no idea. It might have started with Diablo.
I mean, red for health seems very natural.
And it has to be something else for mana, so you can't have red and red.
Yeah, I bet red potions for healing existed way before Diablo. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's got to be true. If you look hard enough, we can probably find an NES game or something that had that. Or at least a red health pickup. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe like a health pickup or something. Yeah.
Déjà, je trouve que le design il est vraiment bien.
That army of dwarves.
Look at them all, man. Nothing's getting past that. No way.
Q's got a really cool setup over here too with all the fire traps.
Looks like all you. I'm guessing once you get set up this, all you really have to worry about is sniping out the flyers.
Yeah.
Le problème du soufre, c'est que c'est pas par rapport à au moment où il s'active.
Yeah, 'cause it looks like none of the traps really hit the air units. There's none of the traps they're using, but at the same time, the air units just die in one hit, so you don't really need to worry about it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they're playing on PC because I'm used to playing this on console. So like the aiming seems to be going very well, but I guess if you're using a mouse, it's not quite as hard. I mean, not to detract from them. I'm sure they're very good at this game, but like was like, man, that's really good aiming for a console.
Yeah, I can only imagine it's harder to do on a console, but once again with practice and if you do it the same way every time, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, by the time you're speeding a game at a high level, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Look at all those dwarves. Oh man.
There's a game called Levelhead that came out. It's on the phone and on PC, but I have more opportunity to play it on the phone. So I'm actually better at it with touch controls than with my controller. It's like a little platformer.
Yep. Yeah, I've heard of it. It's similar to like Super Mario Maker, and
Yeah,
like people make their own levels and.
mm-hmm. Exactly. But I don't have a Switch, so that's how I get my little making fix, I guess.
I have a Switch, but I don't have Mario Maker for it. It's probably a oversight on my part. But...
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I wonder how much because I have a Wii U. I wonder how much the Wii U one costs.
How much the original Super Mario Maker?
Yeah, I'm sure it's not as active online anymore, of course. But
I mean, it probably is. It's just not nearly as popular. Looks like he was setting up just backup fire traps at this point. I don't think any of these traps back here has even been active. I don't think it's happened.
Yeah. Yeah, Q's got a good setup going. Well, let's just take a break, you know?
Go get some coffee, use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like it's gotta be getting pretty late over there, right? Is that why that's why we're almost at American hours?
Yeah, I think they're GMT +1 over there. What are we, 5 hours behind GMT?
No, it's not too late. I thought it was later than that.
On en a fait, mais pour justement, entre guillemets, créer notre propre route.
Yeah, it's 12:40 a.m. over there.
Yeah, that makes sense. So once this runs over, we'll be in the middle of the night for them, which is yeah.
Maybe we're giving them a chance to take a nap.
Yep, it's very similar to what we do, with our marathons over here. It's early morning for them, but then we get a chance to have our runners take a nap.
Yeah.
Like Gooey, who should be going to bed.
Yeah, go to bed, Gooby.
Et qu'on fasse en fait juste des suppositions et parce que en fait quand on a notre grimoire, on peut demander.
I'm working on making.
Et du coup on reset tout simplement.
Making our bot for Midwest Speed Fest do reminders, and the first thing I'm going to do is remind Gooby to go to bed every day.
Perfect.
Et voilà, et du coup comme ça on peut réussir à tester à chaque.
So I don't see it anywhere on the Baguette Restream like Twitch page. Do they have a donation link somewhere?
Oh, it's not a charity marathon. It's just
not a charity marathon.
For fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to donate because they always support our marathons so much.
I know. Like, pay it forward.
Right.
Well, it seems strange to run a marathon without a charity behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, usually it's either a charity one or like a really specific theme type of marathon.
Yeah. Like RPG Limit Break right now has the Final Fantasy like relay race. 80 hours of Final Fantasy relay.
Oh wow, I hadn't heard about that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. Is it the whole mainline series or
the whole mainline series?
Oh my God.
Like they aren't doing it in order this time, but like and there's 3 teams. It's crazy. Like they're currently on day 3, I think. Oh, Gooby is not going to bed. We need what the heck?
Alors là, en fait, au niveau de l'histoire, on se rend compte que.
Oh no, that wizard guy appears to have died. Spoiler. The guy who we missed in the other cutscene that got skipped.
F.
Yeah. F's in chat for random wizard guy.
Et du coup, le comment dire, là, on se rend compte qu'on a eu en fait le même maître. Donc pour la
All right, so we're in Act 2.
Act 2, level 1.
Je t'aide un peu ici parce que je sais que tu as des fois un peu de difficulté.
Alors
Ah.
là, dans ce poteau, là, si vous regardez ma caméra, dans ce poteau, il y a une pièce.
Je vais avoir besoin d'aide, je pense.
C'est un
I
petit
can
Level
only
one.
assume that the difficulty doesn't reset back to the beginning.
Yeah, I imagine it keeps
That
getting
would be
harder. It looks like
silly.
these monsters appear to be a little sturdier than our previous. At least graphics. Oh, they got those werewolves guys or whatever that just jump at
Yep.
you. I remember
Yep.
those from Unchained.
Yeah. Ones that attack your hero and
Yeah, the difficulty is definitely stepping up.
yeah, these
You-
monsters are much faster.
C'est la première des maps les plus chiantes que l'on a.
If you recover, they're pushing up a little ways, but I think they're okay now.
Donc vous voyez déjà la distance.
So now we might be seeing, you know, the actual difficulty where you might want to have to where you have to do a maze instead of
Yeah.
just spamming traps down.
Sur la porte la plus loin. Et à un moment, bah, lui, il vient.
The trap sound from really far away. That's cool.
I'm guessing if you can, I think the way it works, if you can see, you can trap it.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I feel like in Unchained you had to get pretty close. But it's been a while since I played that, and like I played really casually, so I don't remember.
It's been a while. Like this game came out in like 2011.
Oh, this one did?
Yeah, I think so.
Sur la porte là où je suis. C'est pour ça qu'à un moment on va.
No, 2012 was off by a year. 2011 was the original.
Désolé.
Oh, I got you. Oh, that's 1 year apart. It's not too much. Too bad.
No,
But
yeah,
I
not
imagine
bad at all.
like, everything, just kind of new levels. And
Yeah, it is just kind of new levels, new traps, and a second character.
I want to say you can't even play Unchained anymore. Like the servers are down. The game kind of didn't succeed, so they started off.
Des gardiens peut permettre de raise aussi les nains qui meurent.
Ouais, ouais, ouais.
Ah, ok.
That's too bad. I hate to see games go down like that.
It's a
But at the same time, it takes money and resources to run a server, so I get it.
yeah, it's the downfall of those live service games. Like the multiplayer can be pretty fun, but then there's a lot of flaws with the system too.
Looks like with their divide and conquer strategy, it seems Maejin's having a much easier time of it than Q is.
Yeah, I wonder if it's not exactly the same monsters coming. Well, no, they're all coming to the center and splitting. Oh, we lost Maejin.
Did Maejin die again?
Yeah, I think the lightning storm again.
I mean, you got to get relatively close to hit him with the lightning storm, so it makes sense.
Oui.
Getting good use out of those acid traps again. I see on Q's.
Ça fait partie des moments-là parce que du coup, c'est plus des failles à partir de ce moment-là, c'est des portes qui s'ouvrent. Et en fait, le problème, c'est que si on tue les monstres très rapidement, vous voyez, il y a une potion de mana qui est derrière la porte et du coup, je peux pas y aller chercher.
Oui. Et après, l'autre force aussi, c'est que les nains, eux, ils tirent à travers, parce que comme c'est grenades en plus à rebond et tout, ils peuvent tirer à travers et tuer les ennemis avant que les ennemis traversent en fait la limite pour nous.
You know, looking at the timer, that might just be Act 1 and 2 that they play through.
Yeah, that would be my guess. I think because they're just playing the story mode, the story. I don't think there's anything past that.
J'en ai 5.
Oh, bah, tu vois, 5, ça suffit.
Bah 5 c'est bien en fait, j'ai l'impression. C'est suffisant, parce que moi je suis là.
I mean, endless mode is, well, endless. Go until you die. Sort of thing.
Yeah. Endless mode is fun.
Yeah, endless mode, you get the score attack. Gotta have a score attack.
Je sais plus si c'est celle-là ou la prochaine qui est la vague la plus longue pour toi?
Bah, je crois que c'est la dernière, non? C'est la 8e?
Je sais plus.
Je ne sais plus non plus. On ne les a pas encore en tête, c'est un peu embêtant.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see any more new traps or any new guardians at this point.
Cette map-là,
Oh yeah, for this
Like
level.
they have to have everything unlocked at this point, all of the different options, and these are just the best ones, I'm sure.
Oh right. Is this like a new game plus they're playing, or did they have to unlock it as they
I
were
think
going?
they had to unlock it as they went,
Et je viens de faire une bêtise, j'ai utilisé mon.
but just because you didn't start out with they weren't placing the Dwarven Guardians for the first couple levels.
C'est assez pratique
Ah.
quand on veut.
So I'm guessing you unlock the incineration traps pretty quick.
En vrai, moi j'en ai pas l'utilité.
Because the first couple levels they're using the incineration traps and these poison traps.
Each character starts out with a couple of traps, right? Like the
Yeah, a couple of different traps, I think.
and ice
So there
walls
is a
and things.
difference between the two.
Image miroir là, tu sais l'une des plus dures qu'on a. Est-ce que tu veux que je prenne le goudron ou pas? On essaie de faire sans goudron.
on peut essayer de faire sans goudron.
On peut faire sans goudron, ok.
Faisons le beau jeu.
I also wonder if, like, what the penalty is for dying. Do you lose like gold, experience?
It can't be that severe because it seems like Maejin's playing it pretty dangerously.
Pretty aggressive.
Yeah, Q's definitely taking a much more distant approach.
I
But
think that's partly a matter of their characters.
that's true.
Like, you're not like using the lightning storm. You have to get up close to drop the lightning, and that's about the only time that Maejin is getting up close is when they're burning the mana on the lightning, and that's staying back and hitting it with the charm wand.
And Amdu, you actually had, or Orcs Messiah changed. I want to call it Amdu.
Amdu, what's Amdu?
You had actual melee characters, and you could also play as the Orcs because it was supposed to be like there would be two teams, but then they just put everybody on the same team after that didn't work out.
One complete.
Oh, we lost all on that one.
Only 4 skulls. Ah.
Hopefully it doesn't screw up their strategy because that's currency.
I believe so. It might just be achievements.
Donc là, on vient d'acquérir l'amulette de glace, donc ça veut dire que moi j'ai l'entièreté de mon inventaire, pas forcément amélioré, mais j'ai l'entièreté.
Might just be like getting an A in a level in a lot of these other kind of games.
It's a high rank.
Yeah, like a ranking system.
C'est plutôt pas mal sur notamment les ennemis orcs, quelque chose comme ça, parce que
So it looks like this level's passages, where there are 3 different entrances, which is a very strange number to have when you have 2 players and 3 entrances.
But it looks like a very natural choke point for them.
Yeah, there's a very natural choke point, but at the same time, in a speedrun, you want to hit them at their spawn, if possible.
True. Yeah.
So I wonder if you'll see like them set up a bunch of traps on one of the spawn points and just let the traps do the work there, and then each split to a different one of the other ones.
c'est ça.
Maybe one of them will take the furthest back spawn point to catch stragglers or something. Or
Yeah, to run cleanup essentially.
Yeah.
Et que un orage.
So it doesn't seem like they're using the level-based traps much. The ones that are included in.
Yeah, I think they're mostly further back. They aren't right next to most of the spawn points.
They're sort of like a recovery.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be like a recovery mechanism.
Moi, je repars. Première map.
So I was looking it up. If you want to purchase this game on Steam, it is currently $15.
Qui sont aussi qui sont assez embêtants parce qu'ils sont pas mal résistants, beaucoup de PV.
I might actually just pick it up maybe the next time it goes on sale.
Aussi qu'on n'a pas fait leur Meusdaille, je tiens voilà, à le préciser. On va aussi à un moment essayer de faire les DLC. Du coup, là, on est déjà à 2h30. Mais avec les DLC, c'est-à-dire qu'il y a 3 DLC, je crois, de 3 maps chacune, c'est-à-dire 9 nouvelles maps. Du coup, on va sûrement encore augmenter d'une bonne heure tout ça. Le seul truc, c'est qu'il n'y a pas de catégorie pour les DLC. Je pense que ce serait intéressant, en fait, quand on va le faire, de demander de créer la catégorie carrément du DLC aussi. En vrai, il y a encore beaucoup de choses à faire sur le speedrun d'Orc Mosaic. Et comme vous voyez, voilà, on a...
What are those? Are those werewolves or what are those things called?
encore au point, on va dire. Même au niveau des...
They look like werewolves. I'm guessing long claws and all that.
Ah, à force de blablater.
Alors,
Je me
sachez
suis
qu'il
pas...
n'y a aucune restriction.
Oh, looks like we got the cobalt sappers in this level as well. So if they were choosing to barricade, they would have trouble with that.
Yeah, just destroy your barricades. Huh. That's kind of like the downside of barricading.
Yeah,
Some-
especially if you're barricading, forget, which I have definitely done in the past in this type of game.
Et donc, pour le coup, il n'y a pas de restriction là-dessus.
Mhm.
Les niveaux à étage, vous en aurez quelques-uns encore. Celui-là est encore assez soft vis-à-vis des étages, des choses comme ça.
Ouais, il faut juste faire attention en fait à la porte 3, qu'il ne monte pas, et pour la porte 2, faire aussi attention que ça monte pas par là.
I wonder if they're spending anything on upgrades for
C'est pour ça que
the traps.
je vais surtout me focaliser sur
Yeah, I'd imagine they are,
plus que Maejin1,
since they're using only the same subset all the time, but or same set. But they mini fairly quickly, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, instead of upgrading, we can just make more.
That's true. So how did I guess I thought upgrading, or I was assuming upgrading was something you did between levels, and then all the stuff you made later was up.
Oh,
But do you play-
that is possible. I don't know. Like I've seen it go both ways in these kind of games. So
Yeah, that's the way it works in Unchained, but it doesn't mean anything.
and I don't have enough memory of one because I played it when it came out 9 years ago. I don't know. Whatever Q's doing there, it doesn't like it. It kept giving him the no.
No.
Like, cancel. No, don't do that. You don't have enough money to build any more traps.
Started to tell Maejin's money is off the screen.
Yeah, no.
Q's going for the standard, the tried and true, just tons of fire.
Kill it with fire.
Yeah.
And
Can't
Mage's
tell
going
with
with the tried and
yeah.
true dwarves and poison.
Dwarves. Get a big
Poison
kick out of the
dwarf.
giant dwarf army.
Yeah. So many dwarfs. Like, I wonder if there's a limit. Can only have this many dwarves.
Yeah. It's not 7, that's for sure.
No, it's not 7.
Parce que c'est, on va dire, un peu le temps où on peut, comment dire,
No Snow White here.
Au niveau des achats et des ventes,
I wonder if those trolls regen their health if you don't kill them quickly.
les pièges, et on les revend à la totalité de ce qu'on
Maybe it might be a status thing. If they aren't constantly taking damage, they respawn. That's possible.
Yeah.
C'est-à-dire que pendant une vague, on peut poser des pièges, mais on ne peut pas les prendre.
The key screen is kind of like whack-a-mole with all the little popping up traps.
So I'm was looking. I'm like, wait, that information's probably on the wiki. And so under enemies for orcs must die too, we have troll, regenerates health, heavy, immune to poison.
Ah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Wait, is Maejin using acid or poison? Is it different?
Mon quadrillage en fait ne sert pas à grand chose.
They might. It just might be immune to that.
Les ennemis meurent déjà assez rapidement.
Oh, are there?
Mais ça
Oh,
peut
that's
être
an arrow trap.
que les grosses
Is that right?
unités,
It's hard to
No,
tell.
it's shooting out the green, isn't it?
Okay,
No, that's shooting out arrows. That's an arrow trap.
à mourir.
but that might have been. Did Kyu come over and put the arrow trap down?
Et moi je crois que c'est quasiment bon là de mon côté.
Yeah, it could be Q put the arrow trap down. It looks like Q has arrow trap.
Pour faire les dégâts aussi aux ennemis qui
let's
passent
see
ou
here.
même utiliser ici le.
The
Arrow trap,
Scorcher
the fire
thing.
trap, and then the reset.
Mais ça encore une fois c'est bien
Yeah.
quand t'es en casu que on.
I'm guessing they were just talking about the like the trap on the level there that Q was looking at.
De la dernière minute.
Oh yeah,
It's like a swinging
the rolling
spike.
log thing.
Yeah, rolling log.
Tac.
Ça va, tu gères toi?
Bah ça va, écoute, je fais un petit bout de machin.
I wonder, like, how many times you have to go through to figure out which trap is the most effective.
Yeah, I could never do that in Unchained. Like I never figured.
I'm sure in Unchained, because it's a multiplayer thing, it varies based on like what your team has as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have to coordinate a lot.
And I'm sure it's different here playing solo versus co-op.
Yeah, I wonder if the game gets harder if you have more people.
Yeah, maybe it might just be you have to specialize more because you can't be a jack of all trades because you aren't getting as many upgrades.
Yeah, that's true. And the slots that you have are pretty limited compared to Unchained. In Unchained, I think you could have a lot more different kinds of traps in your inventory.
That was here. You have 6 options for things.
Yeah, and some of those are your weapons.
Yeah. Looks like it's 2 weapons and like 4 traps and trinkets.
Un petit peu m'amuser. C'est au niveau des incinérateurs, je peux aussi avoir une amélioration pour les poser sur les murs. Voilà, ce seraient les 2 derniers trucs qui manquent. C'est une vingtaine de crânes à peu près. Oh mince, je n'ai pas vu le sapeur.
Vous avez un temps in-game en dessous de ma minimap notamment, ce qui est plutôt pas mal parce que si jamais vous voulez justement vous entraîner au speedrun et que vous faites plutôt du niveau individuel comme on dit, c'est pas mal parce que ça vous permet justement de déterminer le temps que vous avez mis et toutes ces choses-là.
C'est toujours intéressant.
Bah, c'est notamment grâce à ça.
Yeah, so we're kind of getting the cleanup part of this level. They seem to have their setups down pretty well now.
You have enough dwarves. You don't need any more dwarves.
Yeah. I like how the dwarves like some of them, but I guess they start out just like chucking bombs until the guys get close.
Yeah, you hit them with the bomb and then hit them with the hammer.
La perte qu'on a eu.
Moi, je crois que j'en ai eu 2.
They should be using an axe though, not a hammer. What the heck?
Right.
Like I haven't been paying a lot of attention, but I can only assume that it looks like we are maxed out on dwarves. Can't make any more dwarves.
The dwarf limit has been reached. All right.
Like I can only assume that Maejin is like spamming the heal all of his dwarves option when it is available. Maybe, I don't know. It might be a one-time use.
Oh yeah, the trinket. That must be a. I thought it just cost mana, but I don't really.
I don't really see a mana cost by it.
on va bientôt.
I guess I don't really see a mana cost by any of
C'est la
them.
map la plus longue de toute la
Yeah.
route.
That's true. Yeah, that's just the construction cost or whatever.
Et
Yeah.
c'est vraiment long. Des fois, on doit attendre comme pas mal de secondes, je trouve.
Il y a pas mal de vagues et puis les niveaux sont beaucoup plus écartés aussi. Donc forcément c'est un peu plus délicat.
Mhm.
Looks like it just has a 60-second cooldown.
Ah, there you go.
It looks like it has a passive effect of slowly regenerating the health and the active effect of resurrect all the dead ones.
Seigneurs de terre. Et en gros les seigneurs de terre, en fait les élémentaires se
And like the active does have a mana cost.
morts. Et les
Looks like those werewolf guys are called no hunter.
seigneurs de terre, se transforment par la suite.
Oui, d'abord on a seigneur de d'abord on a les seigneurs de terre, puis les
Amulet of ice, I think is what that's.
les rejetons, on va dire les petits, les petites créatures.
C'est ça.
Du coup, c'est la map la plus longue, celle-ci.
Amulet of Ice. I don't see that anywhere under any of the things.
Assez embêtant.
Yeah, me either.
Pour l'instant, au niveau des vagues, on va avoir 3 vagues avec uniquement le corridor. Du coup, moi, en fait, là j'ai juste posé quelques pierres. Alors déjà, j'ai posé un
Maybe it's missing in the wiki. I don't know.
incinérateur. Pour moi, c'est suffisant. Parce que moi, j'ai surtout
Possible.
profité, en fait,
So, and it looks like the looking through the wiki some more, the costume is purely cosmetic.
Oh, for the.
So Q has a
pumpkin.
pumpkin head because they want to have a pumpkin head.
Je vais aussi
It's very important.
tout en haut des pièges de flèches. Je vais en poser 2. Donc c'est comme on vous dit par rapport
So now we are on level 2, Act 2.
par rapport à ça.
No, we're on level 3.
Level 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
The corridor. So here we go.
Looks like
More
we do
flyers.
have flyers coming in here. Yep.
Une fois que
12 waves.
à la fin de la troisième manche, vous ne me verrez quasiment plus au corridor. Vous me verrez surtout de l'autre côté.
Mm.
Les volants, Maejin.
Alors que moi je vais surtout
Oh my.
That is many flyers.
Voilà, les volants se font éclater.
Many whelps.
Yeah, handle it.
On n'a pas pensé tout de suite.
It would be
Oh,
sad the day when that like meme is dead.
that's such a good meme.
Les seigneurs de terre, je ne peux pas les mettre KO. C'est-à-dire que je ne peux pas les faire chuter, comme je fais chuter les autres. Mais comme il y a beaucoup de dégâts explosifs aussi, bah du coup ils vont mourir.
I've been in raids like that, like pug raids. It's not fun.
Oh, all the time. All the time. I'm sure you got them all the time when you were playing Unchained too. You know, we can't seem to get here. Why can't we get these people?
Oh no, I was just talking about like the raging raid leader type
Oh, I
of
know.
thing. A lot of flyers in this level.
And then they spawn, like, it's not like they're spawning 3 at a time. It's when they come, there is an entire wave of them.
Maejin's doing a good area attack there, but
going.
it's,
Q is going to get set up for the next set, I guess, with arrow traps.
Du coup, moi je commence déjà à poser une piège. Alors malheureusement, je peux en poser non plus beaucoup. Mais
Yeah. It looks like they're, or Q's having to economize a little bit because there's only 579 money. Oh, there a bunch of cash just showed up though from the wave ending, I guess.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's wave ending or if they share cash, but I don't think they share it. That would be very unlike most of these games, I think, to have them share the.
Au niveau de, donc c'est-à-dire sur 3 vagues d'affilée, bien entendu.
Yeah.
Alors moi ici je vais poser quand même 3-4 nains, histoire qu'il y ait quand même une espèce de défense.
Oui.
Et
And trying to watch the money supplies, but like you mentioned earlier, it's not exactly synced, so
Yeah,
it's very hard to tell.
it's off just enough that you can't really tell. I don't think they're synced up though.
Parce que moi je posais aussi les incinérateurs.
Just looking at the last 2 digits on Maejin, looks like it's separate.
Au moment mouvement en fait où la zone en fait, enfin où il traverse en fait la zone. Aussi, quand mes flèches
Dwarf is ready for whatever's.
touchent les ennemis, des fois les ennemis peuvent devenir bleus, c'est parce qu'en fait je vais les engourdir.
Obviously, they're not ready because they're still there.
Leur déplacement,
Still have to kill it.
leurs mouvements sont ralentis.
I guess everything's coming out of one
Alors, petite information.
spawn. Oh, so
Yeah.
this has 3 spawns, but the exit's in the middle. The rift is in the middle.
Yep.
That makes it tougher.
Yeah, that makes that adds a level of difficulty.
C'est mal traduit en français parce qu'en français ils ont mis KO et pour le coup en général KO on considère que KO en général c'est plutôt mort, sauf que
Oui,
ce n'est pas le
je te
cas.
laisse.
Ce n'est point le
C'est ça.
cas. c'est-
Means you literally have to set up at all of the different entrances
Yeah.
because there isn't a singular choke point.
En fait, la force aussi des incinérateurs, c'est qu'au moment où l'ennemi va
I can imagine this level just giving everybody heck casually.
For sure. Because like it's whoever's got the bottom part has to split their attention.
De cette zone et du coup faire des ennemis,
Yep.
faire des dégâts aux ennemis avant même qu'ils arrivent pour se faire taper.
At the same time, though, I think whoever has the top part also has to split their attention because one of its air units coming from there as well.
That's
I think
true.
it's air unit and ground unit coming from there.
Du coup, là, c'est le corridor. Donc maintenant, la façon de faire, ça va être au début de la vague, ça va être le corridor. Puis vers le milieu de la vague, ça va être les deux portes extérieures.
I think we're gonna start doing all 3 now.
Yep. Now is when it starts to get difficult, where you have to run in between.
Il y a une voie-
This is when you have to make sure you got your setup right.
Alors, je sais jamais si ça touche réellement, mais on va imaginer que ça le fait.
Four entrances, one of them being in air. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's a pretty brutal
And
setup.
like big waves of air. But I think they're doing it right by having Maejin do the air, right? Because Maejin's got that group attack with the charge up.
Ouais, c'est ici.
Hop là.
Les ennemis commencent à arriver. Juste les ennemis se font canarder de flèches. Le truc c'est que
So I don't know if you noticed when they were starting their run. At least on Kyuichisaka, the file name is Gooby.
Oh, fantastic! I didn't see that.
Yeah, and that's what made me wonder. Like, oh, I was thinking about that. I'm like, was there a donation incentive for that? And I'm like, I don't see a donation tracker anywhere on their screen.
Nope, just something to say hi to Gooby, I suppose.
Yep.
On repart à nouveau au corridor.
Because he lives here. It's always here.
Yeah, but it should be in bed.
Dans les corridors, je suis obligé vraiment de me jouer avec les nains parce que tout à l'heure c'était un peu plus étroit et il y avait.
So looking at the wiki, when you beat this level, you unlock another trap, and I wonder if they're going to use it. I'm kind of excited for it. It's called the Boom Barrel Dispenser.
Oh yeah, we had that in Unchained. I never got it because it's expensive, but I saw other people use it and it was pretty neat.
Parce que Maejin n'a pas besoin de moi. Et comme c'est assez long pour aller aux portes extérieures et aux portes du corridor, du coup, voilà, moi je reste.
I highly doubt it because once again they're pretty well set, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what they would swap out. Maybe the arrow wall. But the arrow
Q
wall seems to be good.
Q does have a spare slot right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a good point. Maybe they are gonna work something in.
At the same time, you can only place so many traps. Otherwise, you run out of money.
Oh, so the ice amulet is not in the
Yeah, I
trinket
couldn't
section.
find
It's
it
a
anywhere.
it's a weapon, so it doesn't count. So it's not in the trinket section.
Oh,
Primary attack shoots 5 ice balls in an arc, 12 degrees.
it could be like a backup plan for if stuff goes wrong.
Et on attendait que les ennemis plus descendaient en fait les escaliers. Juste.
Because the secondary attack is just a no damage 9-second stun in an arc.
Tu me dis si tu as des soucis, Maejin.
So it's kind of
Yeah,
it could be kind of
that's
the oh
a-
crap button.
A safety one. It looks
Man,
like
we
they-
just have some issues with that one. Oh man.
yeah. It looks like he's got it.
Anna est mort, Anna est à terre.
Q's just dancing. I don't know.
La différence avec Orcs.
I mean, when it's when your area is all taken care of.
En fait, on pouvait
Yeah.
sauter au-dessus des lutteurs. En fait, les lutteurs ne se déplaçaient pas quand nous on bougeait et du coup, en fait, ils pouvaient des bases nous bloquer le chemin. Et en plus, nous, on pouvait monter dessus et éviter, par exemple, de se prendre les dégâts au corps à corps.
So there's certain enemies that are really weak to the ice amulet.
Parce que j'ai essayé de vouloir un peu speedrun le.
I don't know what a fire baby is, but I'm kind of interested in seeing.
Intéressant parce qu'il y a aussi beaucoup de
Yeah.
à faire. Le seul problème, c'est qu'il y a moins d'amélioration, on a moins ce système de crâne en fait, et réellement de pouvoir optimiser les améliorations de nos items.
Well, apparently they first come into play in this level.
Well, there you go.
Could be we haven't seen them though.
Je vais quand même me poser des pièges en bas, c'est vraiment le au cas où en fait. On a toujours le on ne sait jamais. Donc même si au final ils ne serviront à rien, parce que du coup moi j'ai fini de poser, de tout poser. Je me demande si.
I'm trying to figure out if we're on pace or not. Probably a little bit. Just, I mean, not them personally, but the whole marathon.
I believe the whole marathon is right on schedule. This run was supposed to start at 4:40 Central Time, so I guess they're like 5 minutes off.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out because I have the next run.
Oh, that's right. You are up next.
I told you to do solo commentary for the last part.
I don't know if I can handle that. I won't have my French translator here.
Yeah, I'm not doing a ton.
So it looks like there are 5 levels after this one. I haven't really been paying too close attention to how long each of these levels is taking, but they're not short.
No, for sure. Especially at 12 waves is quite a.
Yeah.
Là, vous voyez le problème qu'il y a, c'est que je peux pas les récupérer cette pièce.
Well, yeah, is it 12? It looks like it's 12 waves per level.
Il serait intéressant aussi.
One of them has 9.
Ça, c'est aussi une idée qu'on a eue, mais on n'a pas encore.
There's a lot of enemies to kill. That is for darn sure.
Traverser en fait ce mur, soit par un glitch ou quelque chose, ça pourrait être intéressant de voir ça s'il y a.
At some point here, they're going to start running into levels with multiple exits.
En amont, et là, ce serait différent, et ça rajouterait encore une nouvelle.
Oh yeah, next one actually, isn't it?
Yeah, next one has 2 entrances, 2 exits. It looks like it's completely and totally separate. Like the next one is a very interesting layout from what you can see on the wiki.
Oh, bah, d'accord. On a eu un problème, Maejin, c'est qu'un de tes nains qui est mort était à la limite en fait au niveau de la porte et les ennemis ne voulaient pas traverser la porte. Du coup, je peux même pas les toucher. Voilà. Et du coup, c'est vraiment la map la plus longue. Parce que comme vous voyez, une seule vague est extrêmement longue à faire.
Well, last wave. But I think their setup's good enough.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have any problems at all.
He's having some fun, I guess. They don't seem super stressed about it, for sure.
No. I mean, most of the final levels in these games, if you have your setup, if you're set up well enough, you don't really have to worry.
That's true, yeah.
And I'm sure they've done enough of these that it's kind of old hat to them at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Non, mais en majorité, ça va.
Yeah, I was having like a lot of respect for people who can do these really long speed runs. Like my
Yeah.
longest game is like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, and
I
but into
max out at about 2 hours. Especially when you want to do no reset runs, it just takes up so much time. Like,
like it's really hard to practice.
Les nains se font one shot par les seigneurs de terre. Moi aussi. Petit problème des seigneurs de terre, c'est qu'ils font beaucoup de dégâts. C'est un peu des sous-boss, si on veut. Voilà.
All right, there's the last dude. So
victory dance.
I got all the skulls this time again. There's a barrel launcher you were talking about.
There it is.
Looks like they are upgrading the dwarf. So Maejin did a little dwarf upgrade there.
So yeah.
And I missed what Q did.
It looks like Q just had that screen up where it looks like something might have gone wrong. I don't know. Maybe disconnect from a server or something.
Oh. Well, it looks like everything's okay now.
Et du coup, l'anneau de glace, c'est à ce moment-là qui va être vraiment utile.
Ogre de feu et ogre de glace.
Oui.
Yeah, it looks like this level is two completely and totally separate spawn points to rifts to end
But
points.
at least it's only two entrances.
Du coup,
I very much enjoy the name of this level.
Yeah,
It's pretty
it's
self-explanatory.
very
Upstairs, downstairs, yeah.
One thing I wish this game would do would tell you the number of the wave you're on.
Yeah, so you kind of have some kind of idea.
Yeah. Like I think we're on wave 2. The first wave seems to be pretty short.
Oh ouais, là si j'utilise ma mana, quand je veux le faire, je me prends des dégâts, youpi.
The wiki says 2 entrance doors, but it appears to be more, right?
It does appear to be more.
Moi, je ne peux rien faire contre eux. Ils sont insensibles à ma puissance.
Yeah, there's definitely 2 up top right now, so ostensibly they have at least 4 entrances.
Maybe there's 2 upstairs, 2 downstairs entrances. I don't know.
Oh, or maybe there's no downstairs entrances.
Okay.
I'll take a closer look at this map. Yeah, there's no downstairs entrance.
Oh, there's just an exit down there, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what the green icons
Interesting.
are on the wiki, but
Green typically has been like the traps that are built into the level. Let's just we'll be able to see that when we watch them walk from one door to the other, maybe.
it looks like Q's selling a trap, moving stuff around.
Oh, it might be a teleport point for your hero.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
To quickly get from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, so this level doesn't seem as bad as I thought it would be then.
Yeah, no, it's pretty standard stuff. No barrel traps.
Yeah, sad day.
Still an empty slot for Q. And a lot of, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can tell it's just going crazy with the keyboard.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want to mash the text.
J'arrive.
Voilà, vous voyez, moi, l'ogre de feu, voilà. Merci, Maejin.
That looks like an ice trinket usage there.
Oh, Maejin1 I missed it. I was watching that on the screen.
No, it was on Q's side where I saw it, but it was like just a frozen enemy.
Oh, okay, so something left over from before.
Yeah.
Ah, c'est vrai qu'on rajoutait quelques nains de ce côté, on ne sait jamais.
Ouais. J'y
Ok.
pensais justement.
Ah bah merci. Voilà, 2 nains de plus, c'est toujours ça de prix.
Yeah, they seem to have a really good handle on this level. Nothing too.
Yeah, not too crazy. Yeah. Pretty standard stuff. Oh, like every now and then one little loose.
Fast one.
Now that's not something I would have thought of. Putting them on the ceiling to shoot straight down.
Oh,
The arrow traps.
Those are the arrow traps? Yeah, that's really good. Get more surface area in there. We'll box them in. I was watching Chiki's screen. I thought Maejin was a bad early enemy for a second, just running past all the.
It looks like they're just kind of going back and forth now. And so, what do you think of their division of labor, for lack of a better term?
It seems to be working out. So, I don't know, the bombs, like, when the dwarves do, like, area effects. I'm assuming some kind of splash damage.
It looks like it's some kind of splash damage. Maybe not a whole bunch, but some at the very least.
Looks like they're killing a non-trivial amount of stuff outside of the barrier there.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Also, I think the dwarves will chase an enemy that gets past.
Oh, that's totally true.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but that could be the other reason to have somebody going with the Guardians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then that would make sense why they're putting it in the back like that.
It's like
Oh, we're on the last wave already. This one was I feel like
That's
this
what I was
level
about
is
to ask.
shorter
Like,
than the other ones.
so I was about to ask you, like, is that the last level?
Yeah, Dernier is less. Dernier, whatever. I can't.
On a beaucoup de temps à gagner.
There's a couple forms of it.
Yeah, like looking at the wiki, it has like the average, the par completion times, and this one is very short.
Yeah, they got all of them.
Je vais quand même. On va faire ça. Je vais juste.
On to crunch.
Voilà. Hop. Voilà. Craquellement.
Looks like Q upgraded their gun, like their primary attack.
Vous avez une première phase où du coup les ennemis vont arriver d'une porte, puis ensuite.
So what do we got going on in this one? We have 4 entrances now, and 2 flyer entrances. This one looks like it's going to be a lot more intense.
Still only one exit though. Like to me, that's like the big point of difficulties when you have multiple exits.
Right?
Donc moi, ce que je vais faire, c'est que.
Like as a casual player, at least, I'm sure as a speedrunner, you want more exits and fewer entrances because it's just set up on the entrances. But like as a casual player, if you can just set up around one exit, then it's simpler. And yeah, it looks like that those green spots on the map are just teleporters.
It's handy. It doesn't look like any of these levels in Act 2 get super duper crazy. Twisted Halls looks intense last.
Parce que là, du coup, moi, je vais devoir garder.
But the DLC levels look pretty hard. But I don't think they're doing that in this run.
No, I don't think they're doing the DLC stuff.
Et des volants qui vont aussi arriver par le corridor.
It doesn't sound like the story mode. No.
Yeah. I definitely don't want to detract from what they're doing. I'm sure like this is harder than it looks.
No, definitely. I'm sure the amount of research that went into figuring out like the strategies for where to place your stuff and who goes where when is very much not a trivial amount.
And this is the type of genre of game that when you're doing really well, it looks like the game is easy.
It looks effortless.
Yeah.
Ouais, bah du coup, je vais déjà bouger parce que je crois que ça apparaîtra de l'autre côté.
Whereas if you look at like runs of platformers, you can very much tell that there's a lot of work that's gone into it. Whereas this, it's a lot of planning that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it is. You're planning out your strategy.
Yeah, the work is definitely not as obvious. Like it's there for sure.
Voilà.
Yeah, coming up with optimal ways to do all these levels must have taken a long time.
I'm sure it involved, going through and doing the level 30, 40 times at least.
And then there's like, of course, the difference between just beating a level and beating it quickly.
And then there's the routing out the skulls to upgrade your units, stuff like that. Like, I wonder if any level they don't get all 5 skulls on is planned, or if just something went wrong.
Yeah, and I guess the answer to that is if it's currency or not, or if they need the currency.
Looking at it, it looks like it is currency. It's what you use to purchase upgrades.
Or maybe then you have to calculate, do you need that currency versus how much more time does it take to get all this.
Like this level, it's looking like it's a little bit. They're having a little bit more. Having used some more skills with it. You see, Maejin using the ice to freeze the mobs.
Yeah, a lot more high health monsters, it seems. That's probably why Akio upgraded the weapon.
Yeah.
Whereas I think maybe Maejin's made more investment in the ability.
It could be that Maejin upgrade their weapon beforehand. It already done it. because Maejin was the person who was responsible for sniping out all the flyers, so you need a better weapon for that.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Attends juste un peu parce que là, du coup, les deux portes en bas vont s'ouvrir. Là, c'est bon. On peut y aller.
So that flashing yellow on the map seems a little ominous.
I think that's flyers coming from there.
C'était bon. Quand j'ai dit qu'on pouvait y aller, on pouvait y aller.
Ok, ok.
Yep, looks like you're right. Maybe. Oh, no, it's just a new entrance.
Oh, okay.
Je vais poser les pièges de l'autre côté. Évitons de se ridiculiser cette map.
Tout à fait.
Ah non, parce qu'on a déjà eu des gros soucis.
So, I mean, there are 6 entrances to this one, it looks like.
La dernière fois, on a...
4 ground units and 2 flyers.
I wonder where the flyers come from. I mean, it seems like probably the sky there that you can see on Q's screen. But
Yeah, that's my guess. And probably mirrored one on each side. Be interesting to see if you see them having to split and have both of them go after the air units as opposed to it just being Maejin's
Il serait intéressant que tu poses aussi peut-être
work.
quelques nains plus tard.
Yeah.
En bas. Ouais, je viens d'y penser. Toi, tu en poses 2-3 ici, peut-être ça pourrait être intéressant à chaque fois. Mais au moins comme ça, il va s'occuper après.
Maejin making good use of those teleport doors.
Et aller là où.
Got to get around.
Alors au niveau de la répartition des pièces, on y va un peu comme on veut. On va dire.
Oh, hey, a bunch of people almost at the rift. It's always fun.
Where'd they come from?
Yeah. I assume they have like a number of lives or health or something that they don't want a couple.
Oh, I'm
people
sure, but you don't want to have to use them if you don't have to. And
yeah, and they'll probably lose skulls if you don't, or if you let the rift get.
yeah, if the rift is not at full capacity.
Le Seigneur de Terre.
I don't actually see rift health anywhere on the screen, but it's possible that it's cropped out.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Oh, now that I'm looking at on Maejin's screen, I do see like a timer for how long is left in the level. Maybe, no, it's how long you've been in the level. Underneath the map.
Have they really been in there for 16 minutes?
I think that maybe. I don't know. It's kind of small, so it's kind of hard for me to read what it actually says. So.
Or maybe it's 6 minutes. Yeah. It's picked over to 7.
Yeah,
that seems
kinda
more
hard
like
to-
what they've been in.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to read. It's small.
Yeah.
Le problème des nains, on va dire, enfin des nains, des lutteurs en général, quand on a des lutteurs qui meurent, en fait, on ne sait pas exactement où ils meurent, enfin qui c'est qui meurt. Du coup, faut y aller.
Like with stuff like this, I'm always curious as to what happens when a run like this gets better. Like what gets discovered. Is it a new placement of traps? Is it like RNG manipulation? Or...
Ouais, les gnolls sont...
Yeah. I wonder to what degree the RNG affects it. Like, are the way of monsters and the waves fixed?
Yeah, do they always go under the same path? Like,
yeah.
Like how important is it that you place your dwarven guardians at the exact same position every run?
Oh, right, and then
Stuff
it
like
would
that.
affect the AI. That's probably
Yeah. So I mean, the traps have a very limited place they can be placed. Like they're big, they don't move.
Yeah, the dwarves don't have that grid to follow.
But at the same time, sometimes the trap might trigger early or trigger later, or based on like, because the mobs appear to have collision with each other.
Are you bored?
Aïe,
Hmm?
aïe, aïe, aïe.
Maejin just jumped in the water and died for no reason.
You know,
Ah, pardon.
And just being swag, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, so, sometimes you just want to take a lava bath.
Sachez-le,
Yeah.
on gère bien cet endroit. Enfin, moi, je trouve que on gère comme du pâté.
Ah, ouais,
Yeah, like I wonder if it's faster to do, wide. Like you see two different strategies for where Q is putting the traps. Like a couple of them are in two long rows. One of them is on like a shorter row, and
Les
that's
bâtons de
true.
main, ça arrive.
ouais, c'est de l'autre côté.
What are there some hidden mechanics with how the traps work?
Soit des
Yeah.
trolls.
I'm sure there's a bunch of information out there, or you just have to figure it out.
Yeah. That's kind of a hard thing when learning a new speedrun game. There's not a lot of consistency between games where the information is.
Yeah. Like routing a new game by yourself is it's an endeavor, that's for sure. Especially if you're doing it completely solo and don't have like anybody helping you out with it.
Yeah, there's some NES games I'm interested in running, but there's like the communities are so small, and the like world record video is not particularly commented. It's not like they have a Discord or anything, and it's like
Yeah, because there's only like 3 people that have ever run the game. Oh, it looks like they did trigger the trap. Nope, and
Oh.
into the lava goes Q.
Yeah.
C'est pas simple. Après,
I wonder if that was on purpose.
I don't know.
on n'a pas une catégorie
It looked kind of like a panic. Oh crap, what'd I do?
all crâne, par exemple, les 5 crânes partout. Voilà, ça.
Oh, when in doubt, just jump in the lava.
Voilà,
Hope for the best.
on n'a pas la catégorie, du coup on peut se battre. En vrai, il y a tellement de catégories possibles à faire. En fait, et
Oh, bah,
c'est fou.
oui.
It must not lose like a lot of score or something for dying.
Otherwise, you'd think they'd avoid it as much as possible.
Yeah, neither of them sounded too angry when they died. They laughed it off.
Et au pire, on crée une catégorie
It
extended.
didn't seem like it was a bad thing.
Not a big deal.
So these new flyers are like ghosts or something. They got that kind of ethereal trail after that.
I haven't even seen. Oh, there they are. Like I hadn't even like noticed them. I'd been watching Q's screen.
Yeah, it's actually kind of hard to keep track of both screens at once.
Because there's so much different going on both screens. Like it,
Là, vous voyez, j'ai tellement de pièges en fait que maintenant ça se gère quasi tout seul en fait.
I like the fact that the game is like essentially forcing them to split up at this point.
Yeah,
Whereas before they were kind of like always in the same area for most of it. But this one, there's the enemies are coming from so many different locations. You have to divide and conquer, which makes it a lot more entertaining to watch, actually.
divide and put doors down.
Après celle-ci, il restera 2 maps à faire.
I'm big fan of the dwarf strat right now. Oh, I run a schedule for 7:08, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either. They're a little bit, maybe they're farther behind schedule than I thought. I don't know.
Or 7:18. That's
Yeah,
fair amount of difference.
7:18 is likely to happen.
Yeah, I just had it wrong in my head, I guess. I actually looked at the schedule and it's like, oh, 7:18.
Non,
It's okay.
ne m'emmerdez pas.
I had 2 of the numbers right in the counts.
Yeah.
Merde. Vite. Hop, non, hop, voilà, hop, voilà.
Pouf. L'un des pires moments pour moi. En fait, ce que je peux même faire, ah, zut, c'est poser des pièges ici.
Like you can see the dwarves like getting combos and stuff in the background.
Ah, le crâne, j'en ai un peu besoin.
Vous pouvez vous mettre en rang, s'il vous plaît.
Alors maintenant, imaginez si on joue seul, le bordel que ça doit faire. On peut pas gérer 4 portes.
Yeah, they definitely are like ghosts.
Non, mais
Spooky, spooky.
gestion de piège.
Ooh, it looks like a bunch of them are starting to get close.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see Q coming over here to help clean up.
Are those little ghost dragons? Maybe. Looks like they have tiny little wings.
Je crois qu'il y a des ogres de feu en bas, il va falloir.
Moi j'ai un ogre de glace en haut. Du coup j'essaie de. Ouais, c'est bon, c'est clôturé. J'ai vu que les torsions.
Bon, comment on les gère ceux-là? Hop, hop, hop.
Looking at the list of enemies, they could be Frostbat.
Là, au niveau de mes portes, moi j'ai.
It sounds right.
Du coup, j'ai posé en fait
Yep.
des pièges.
They appear in the level crunch.
Au niveau des.
Yeah, that's his level.
Au niveau des escaliers ici, c'est vraiment pour.
The wiki just doesn't have that like in-game art, unfortunately.
Yeah.
C'est l'arrière-garde.
J'imagine que c'est pareil de l'autre côté.
That's so weird that they only appear in one level.
C'est que moi je peux pas aller aider Maejin à cause des portes en bas. Du coup, bon, les nains doivent se débrouiller un peu seuls.
Ouais.
I think a lot of the more specialized enemies only appear in one level, it looks like. Which is kind of strange, but they have the very similar like skin on them.
Oh non, le retour des gnolls. Ah. Quand on vous a dit, vous entendrez très souvent Hana est mort, Hana est à terre, Hana est mort. Surtout sur cette map, c'est vraiment le pire.
Putain, c'est de l'autre côté. Oh là, oh là, oh là, oh là, là, bah allez, là, pouf. Il n'y a plus de nains.
Yeah, they seem like they're starting to relax a little. I think they got this one in the bag.
Yeah, once you hit the end, you're like, okay, we got there, made it through the hard part. Oh, geez, looks like all those dwarves are dead, very dead dwarves.
They're just taking a little nap.
Dirt nap.
All right, last wave.
And it looks like the trinket to resurrect the dwarves is down for another, I'm guessing 15 seconds.
Hopefully that's not bad. Too bad.
Hopefully not. Hopefully that's been planned for. I'm sure it has. Like the cooldowns of trinkets and that seem like a very a thing that's relatively simple to plan for.
Eh ben.
Et un ogre de feu en bas.
This fire is getting further and further. But it's the last wave, so they're fine, I think.
Yeah. Like I know some strategies for like a strategy for games like this is depending on what the penalty is, you let a bunch of mobs get to the
Oh,
end, and that like I said, it all depends on what the penalty is for it. Like if it doesn't cost you, it might be faster to let them through.
yeah. Right. Oh, here goes a bunch of them. It's got past their doors. Alright. F to the
Poor
doors.
dwarves.
Ok. Au moins, on a.
Poor Gimli.
Gimli and all his little friends. Actually, I don't know if calling them little friends is insensitive to fantasy dwarves.
I don't know.
Ah oui, j'avais oublié cette map.
À ce train-là, ils n'auront jamais assez d'or.
We might have to step out partway through this level. Unfortunately, I gotta get
Get
set up, get my auto
yeah.
done, and yeah.
You have a run to do.
Largement t'occuper de tout, non?
Yeah, it looks like they've still got a bunch of levels to go. It looks like these are relatively quick.
Mirror image, right?
Yeah, I mean mirror image.
Dans un premier temps, on a.
Yeah, mirror image is super short. It looks like.
Non.
I don't know. My thought for when you would head out would probably be right before Twisted Halls.
Vous avez des portes en bas qui.
I also don't know how long it takes you to get set up though. My
Yeah, I
setup
don't know. I gotta
pretty-
get
pretty quick.
I don't even have my overlay set up. My scene set up in the OBS. So I'm gonna try to grab a slice of pizza before my being honest.
C'est fait. Hop.
Si j'arrive à les toucher, bien entendu.
Là, ils n'auront jamais assez d'or.
So I can set my scene up now. Though. It's not like I'm using OBS to stream.
Je sais pas où est le dernier.
C'est bon.
Ok.
Je vais hop mettre des mains de ce côté-là.
So how does this level work? Or
Il va y avoir un troll qui va sûrement monter de ton côté.
So we got-
Du côté là où je suis.
4 entrances.
One exit, no flying enemies.
C'est vraiment horrible de s'occuper des gnomes en vrai. Je crois qu'il y en a qui sont passés.
I'm not sure. Looks like there's a lot of stairs, which seems problematic for
On n'a pas 36
Q.
solutions, en fait.
So I don't think you place traps on stairs.
Yeah. Looks like she's got. It's hard to tell what, because the map on the wiki doesn't show the height very well.
Yeah, the maps on the wiki are a little lackluster. They aren't perfect, but they're better than nothing, I suppose.
They're still using the same loadout.
Yep, same loadout, still an empty spot on Q's menu.
Yeah. You think you'd use that for at least like a passive trinket or something, but maybe
I mean,
it's a matter of money.
it could be a matter of money, and it could be you don't really need anything.
True. And then they don't want to spend the frames getting it. Oh man, they're right up on the rift.
Oof.
Ouais, il y avait un troll.
It was a good save there by Maejin.
Like this is like the beginning, I think, of these levels is where it's interesting. Like the beginning and the end. The middle few waves are kind of whatever. They're like their traps do what their traps are supposed to do. I wonder why Q is going through and deleting those traps. Maybe they were like a backup
Yeah,
that's no
or
longer necessary.
important for a certain wave and not others.
Yeah.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
I just noticed that's a like a feature of the game. If you like run for a little while, you get like a dash speed.
Oh, cool. Yeah, a lot of levels. Well, I guess the other ones haven't been that long. This one seems to have a lot of straight paths, so maybe the other ones didn't have that.
Yeah,
It definitely did.
not
We're on the
super
last wave
long
already, huh?
Yep, this one's really quick. Or it could be they didn't really need to use it on the last one. They didn't have to get places fast.
Oh,
That one got away.
Good catch, Q.
Merde, il y a un train de démarrer qui passait.
There are quite a few of them that are just getting past the traps. They're fast.
Yeah, the traps have that. They'll have that reset time.
Yep.
Oh, we
There we
lost
go.
the. But they unlocked the shock trap, I think.
Hop là, pardon. Tac.
Wind up.
Donc, spirale avant-dernière map. L'une des plus simples en vrai.
Another one where, once again, the map on the wiki is
Yeah.
less than ideal.
Although this one seems a little bit better than the last one, just because of the way the level's oriented. Oh, so it's called wind up. So it's like there's a.
It's like a spiral.
Yeah.
Le jeu est assez,
Which seems.
assez rigolo, assez, je sais pas si on peut dire assez burlesque.
Well, I don't know how the level's going to go, but this spiral shape seems somewhat easy for a last second to last level, you know? Because it
right?
slows the enemies down naturally just by having the spiral shape. And it seems like a lot of natural choke points and stuff too. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there are 3 entrances, so
Yeah, it looks like one of them is on the top floor right in front of the rift. No, the rift is on the bottom floor.
yeah, there's on the bottom floor.
This is very confusing map. The wiki map is.
It's not great. It's okay. We work with what we're given, you know.
Use like area of fiery death appears to be well on its way.
Yep.
Oui, c'est le genre de moment.
Like, why are the traps not trapping very often? Like, I thought they were firing more often than that before. I could be wrong though. It could be the fact that there were so many of them before. So
Yeah, it's like the illusion.
Et puis on a une grosse partie des crânes déjà sur l'acte 1.
Q's ability resets the trap cooldowns, right?
yes, the trinket.
Yeah, trinket.
Trinket resets all the traps actively, and then the passive is just they are faster.
Parce qu'avec les crânes bonus que l'on peut avoir, on peut déjà gagner.
Is that within a certain radius of your character?
I think it's global. I would assume global.
Ah merde, ça commence en bas.
Ouais.
Regardez.
So it's like all traps that you personally put down or something. Or maybe it affects both people's traps and that's why they both don't get it. Or he is more, or no, sorry, Maejin's more of a minion person, so they wouldn't need the trinket.
La limite. Ah merde, on en a un qui est passé.
2.
Ouais, mais zut.
C'est pas grave.
Ouais, quand on n'est pas concentré dans une run, ça aide pas.
Ah bah ça oui. Après on se sent pas trop mal.
Ah oui, totalement.
So it's another 12 waiver, back to 12 again.
Back to 12 for this one, and then the last one are both 12.
Je suis sur les starting blocks.
I think I'm gonna need to take off about 7, so a couple more minutes.
Okay. You can take over from there.
Yeah.
You
Leave it.
also drag Helix in here and make him provide some commentary. Make them provide some commentary.
Yeah. There. Oh, we got our runners.
Ouais, pour ça,
Man, those are fast.
il est en préparation en fait Orc Mosaic 3 qui devrait sortir peut-être l'année prochaine probablement, qui a été annoncé à l'E3, l'E3 de l'année dernière.
Trolls don't seem to be putting up too much of a fight.
En vrai, moi j'ai hâte d'y jouer, de pouvoir tester le jeu.
I like the running animation of these guys.
Encore plus qu'à deux. Parce qu'il y a un autre jeu qui lui, je crois, est gratuit probablement, qui est Dungeon Defender, qui est totalement en fait un genre de Orc Mosaic, mais on peut jouer jusqu'à 4 joueurs.
Ouais.
C'est celui-ci. Après,
They're talking about other games like this, and they're talking about Dungeon Defenders and how it's free.
un MMO,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, this reminds me a lot of Dungeon Defenders.
c'est un truc un peu bizarre, si on peut dire.
Everybody loves a free game. Nobody
Well,
wants to pay
it's only
money.
the second one that's free, right? I thought the first one cost money.
I don't know.
On s'attendait pas du tout à cette manière de jouer.
The second one was free, but it had like a lot of microtransactions. And then the first one cost money, but you could like have a whole game when you
Yeah.
bought it.
I'm not gonna knock companies for doing microtransactions, but it drives me bananas.
Yeah. I think there's ways to do it that aren't as bad, and there's ways to do it that is really bad.
Alors moi j'ai absolument rien à faire.
I can't speak to the Dungeon Defenders. I don't know really how it works in that game, so I can't really make a huge comment on it. Yeah, I think I need to step out and get ready for Wizards Warriors. I leave this in your capable hands.
I suppose I can handle that. Have a good run. I'll be hanging out in chat and such.
All right,
English
have a good
chat.
night.
Probably not the French chat.
Yeah.
Poser des pièges, en fait, des pièges plafonds, malheureusement on ne peut pas. C'est assez triste. Et il n'y a rien en fait pour poser sur le côté ici.
So it looks like the rest of this level is going to be more of the same, more fire traps from Q, more dwarves and such from Maejin, and dwarves and thunderstorms, and lots of ranged attacks from both of them.
À chaque fois 2-3 nains au niveau des portes, c'est vraiment intéressant. Parce que, comme ça au moins ils peuvent prendre le fire et ils permettent aussi aux ennemis d'être un peu plus lents, de pas juste courir tout droit jusqu'à la faille, quoi. On pourrait penser que poser ici un piège comme ça par terre.
Q making very good use of every bit of available space, putting traps on the ceiling again.
Oui, c'est-
Get a different angle in.
On arrive lentement vers la fin.
Like looking at this level, the main issue with it is there's not a lot of choke points for the monsters. So you almost have to get them where they spawn. Unless you want to choke them directly before the end. And that just seems slow.
Et la vague.
I'm also kind of interested in like if there's a very big difference in strategy if you were doing like a 1-player run of this game as opposed to a 2-player. Looks like we have the final wave here starting. After this, we have one more level, and at the end of this run, we're on to Wizards and Warriors.
Alors, le dernier, si on galère le plus.
Quelle mort grande.
Voilà. Du coup, le
So it looks like they've already gotten all the upgrades they wanted. Like no change for the strategy going on to this last level.
Mieux expliqué. En vrai, il y a
Let's see some more of the same.
et deux endroits en fait où on a les
This
volants.
level here has 4 ground entrances, 2 flying entrances, and 2 exit points.
Très très embêtant.
Which, I mean, it's the final level of the game. Can't make it too easy.
À son opposé parallèle, là-bas.
I'm sure they're going to set up a lot of defenses going through.
Ensuite, on a les deux portes qui sont en haut.
Doesn't look like there's too many choke points looking at the map on the wiki. There's a couple of them like right before the end, but once again, you don't want to let the monsters get all the way there before you kill them. It's slow. Kill them where they spawn.
Malheureusement, perdre beaucoup de points en fait de faille et beaucoup de temps parce que les ennemis, sont très résistants, voire très rapides. Si ça dépend si c'est
It's like on Maejin's screen there, like a lot of them just got loose. You gotta go and clean them up with your special abilities. So it makes this very different from a usual tower defense kind of game. Just having an extra set of hands constantly wandering around.
T'inquiète.
This definitely looks like it's starting to get a little hectic.
Du coup, en fait, nous, avec Maejin, on va souvent comment dire, tourner. Tourner comme ça, voilà. Tourner, retourne. Malheureusement.
I see the enemies are attacking back at Q there. There's some ranged attacks and archers.
Embêtant de pouvoir les faire.
Et même avec l'anneau de foudre, finalement, enfin, ça met pas non plus.
Like the beginning of all the levels before you have all of your defenses set up can be a little chaotic in a game like this.
Là, le problème, c'est qu'on n'a pas l'indication exactement quand est-ce que les portes s'ouvrent sur les côtés. Je crois que c'est 3 ou 4 probablement.
And obviously, they are triggering the next wave of enemies pretty much as the first opportunity.
J'ai oublié un truc. Je savais que j'avais oublié quelque chose. Là, j'aurais dû, malheureusement, je l'ai pas fait. J'aurais dû en fait, modifier un truc au niveau de mes murs de pique.
Imagine turning around and then we have a bunch of enemies there.
Les volants, en fait, contre ces volants-là, c'est assez efficace. Et j'aurais dû y penser.
Sheer amount of teamwork between these two to keep everything under control when stuff gets hectic.
Ok, ah merci, désolé. Du coup là, vraiment, on peut...
The very precise placements of those traps because
on gère vraiment
they have a grid they have to go on.
Surtout qu'il y a les gnomes en fait aussi qui passent. Parce que les nains ne peuvent pas les taper.
Like this kind of level is the one like I was talking about earlier, where I think there's probably a strategy where you allow a certain percentage of the units to get through to the end, just because it's not really worth chasing them all down. I think it's interesting that you are able to like just jump between the two platforms like that. It's a nice little level design.
C'est là que ça...
That wave is done. CQ's placing a bunch of these arrow traps on the walls, on the ceilings. They can hit. I'm assuming they have a pretty long range, long area of influence. Otherwise, they wouldn't bother with it. Could just be to help out with the air units.
De soit bien viser, soit mieux gérer justement le côté je descends, j'active mes trucs, je remonte.
Oui.
Y a pas de... C'est un peu bizarre ce côté positionnement, c'est un peu... on sait pas trop quel est le bon, quel est le mauvais quoi.
Like the range on those arrow traps is not overly long, but it appears to have a longer range than the fire traps, which makes sense if you think about it a little bit. Arrows can go farther than fire can. I'd be interested in see like a mod of this game or something similar where you can combine the arrow to make like fire arrow traps and such. That would be interesting, I think.
Donc on essaie d'aider les nains au mieux.
Ouais.
Donc on pose les...
I don't think we've seen Q use their activated ability, their trinket, to reset all the cooldowns of the traps. They appear to be just fast enough on their own.
Des seigneurs de terre.
Hit them down from the high ground. This level has a lot going on. There's a lot of different places where the enemies are spawning. Two completely separate endpoints makes it difficult to catch them all.
Chercher s'il y avait un volant. Heureusement, le tromblon tape assez loin. Donc je peux encore gérer un peu comme ça.
I believe that this is wave number 10, unless I missed one.
Ah, je suis tombé. Bon, on va gérer la vague comme ça. Hop. Ok, on a perdu des points, mais encore une fois, c'est pas très grave.
Oh ouais.
Là, on peut se permettre vraiment de perdre des points.
For a second there, I thought that Maejin was setting up a last line of defense sort of thing, just putting a couple dwarves at the end point. Nah. Same old, hit them where they spawn, and then clean up the rest with your hero attacks. A lot of the same stuff we've been seeing the entire time. There's just more enemies. It's a target-rich environment, as some people would say. trade sides pretty regularly, so because both heroes each have their own like strengths when it comes to what enemies they're good at killing. Lots of swapping sides. I'm sure there's a lot of communication between the two of them, keeping everybody appraised of where the other one is.
Les murs de flèches, arrivent quand même à bien tuer les volants. Ça, au moins, ouais, il en reste vraiment plus beaucoup. Il faut que je trouve une solution pour ici. Ici, je peux rien poser, c'est un petit peu embêtant. Là, il en manque un. Oh. Ça veut dire que là, je peux en poser.
Il y en avait combien là?
Ah. Le problème du bâton de terre, c'est que je peux pas one-shot, moi, les volants. C'est aussi pour ça que Maejin est très fort là-dedans avec son bâton de mage.
It's like there are 2 rolling log traps that they can use in case of an emergency. You see one of them right there on Maejin's screen. But I'm assuming that would also kill their guardians. But I don't know if that reset button's worth it.
Et je te l'imagine qu'on va déjà dépasser notre PV.
So this should be the final level. Yeah, final level coming up right here. Final wave.
On s'y attendait, en vrai, notre PP, on avait fait une très belle run, je trouvais.
Pull out all the stops, place all the traps. Q is being very not nearly as careful with the trap placement there because it doesn't matter as much because they're just there to. They don't need to be there for very long. I expect to see a lot of enemies coming through at this stage.
De ce type de jeu, on va dire, on arrive vite à nos limites.
Bah après, on fait pas, on n'a pas encore fait vraiment de.
I expect many enemies. Very target-rich environment, as said earlier.
C'est sûr, on n'a pas encore fait de grosses.
Shoot to the left, see an enemy. Shoot to the right, see another enemy.
On doit avoir quoi, 10
Shoot
ou
up.
15 heures.
Got some more. Down. Always more.
Et encore.
Ouais, c'est ça.
The traps do a decent job. It looks like keeping up with everything. Just some stragglers. Q staggering the traps there. And it looks like we are done. That is time. 2 hours, 30 minutes, 13 seconds. Just a little bit overestimate, but you know, happens. Happens to the best of us.
Je suis très content parce que pour une run de fatigue, c'est pas trop mal.
Yeah. Up next, we have our very own MSBFest's own Marquis Dan running Wizards and Warriors for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
On a travaillé avec Q. Je sais pas si
So in other words, now for something completely different.
On n'a pas testé. Pour l'instant, on est en stand-by pour faire d'autres choses, mais on y reviendra sans aucun doute. Donc si jamais vous voulez évidemment bosser le truc, n'hésitez pas. On est toujours ouvert évidemment, tout ce genre de choses. Et voilà.
Et merci beaucoup, du coup. C'était bien. Et là, je pense qu'on va déjà passer à la suite.
Tout à
Et la
fait.
suite, ça va être quoi?
La suite, eh bien, on va arriver sur le.
So that was
America avec Marquis Dan sur du.
Orcs Must Die 2. Very similar game to Dungeon Defenders, which, as we were talking about earlier, I believe is free to play.
Alors, messieurs, dames, laissez-moi juste le temps de tout régler pour passer en temps de setup. Et
Like they're getting wrapped up. Shoutouts and whatnot.
Correctement. Wizard and Warrior, je crois que c'est un any %. Et du coup, le tout va se faire en je sais plus combien de temps. Le tout va se faire en je sais plus combien de temps. 15 minutes. Run très courte. De toute façon, le bloc américain, vous verrez que c'est des runs pas mal de runs qui sont assez courtes. Hop, ok. Hop. Hop. Wizard and Warrior. Est-ce que j'ai Wizard and Warrior?
Okay, I'm gonna hand over
Incroyable.
to these next crewers.
Eh bien, messieurs, dames.
I think next we have the American block, a bunch of our own Midwest Speedfest runners doing a bunch of runs in a row. Marquis Dan,
À bientôt. Enfin, à bientôt. À de suite.
Count Gooby, Marquis Dan some more, Commander, all kinds of them.
Let's go.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, folks.